And let's go. Good to have you all here. Thank you very much for being here, folks. And as my kids drop things in the kitchen at the same time, it's good to have you here, folks. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, boy. So we're getting started today on... Not started. We're going to try to finish up our Fugitive Run today, but I want to welcome everybody being here. Demager, as usual, thank you very much for being here, my friend. Sorry to have to keep you up, but the soonest I can get in here to start streaming, man. Warfrat, good to have you here. Thank you very much for being here as well. Appreciate you. Good to have everybody here. We got about a dozen people or more all playing in there, goofing off and stuff like that. So we thank you very much for being here. Goof off with me, man. Starduster, good to have you. Thank you very much for being here. I was watching Jason a little bit earlier, playing a little bit of Power World. I haven't seen that in ages, but you know what? We support Jason. Jason's a great guy. So good to have you all here. Thank you for being here. So let me go ahead and switch over. I almost forgot to update No Man's Sky when I got home. I forgot that they had the update earlier this morning, for us, that is. And yeah, that was a problem. Hey, One Thumb, good to have you here, man. So yeah, I opened it up real quick and downloaded. So I'll rub it into Jason later that, yeah, it just took me a minute to download and update real quick. No big deal. So Jason, you may want to start it now. It might be ready for Friday with your internet connection. Just kidding, just kidding. Just a joke there, a little dig, little pun. Come on. Well, no, that's not what I was expecting. I got a little stand here for my cell phone. I use my cell phone for, oh, that's as tall as it gets, monitoring the stream and everything like that. So I like to make sure it's going. So, okay, now let's switch over. Ah, look, everything's there now. Isn't that awesome? Nexus missions to help out. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, we want the Nexus missions are really kind of keeping up. We should be opening up the rest of those things very, very soon. Want to monitor it this weekend to see where we are with it. I think the first thing will be opened up, and then the second one, I think there's only two. The second one, we're going to see what progress there is. That'll tell us when the next expedition's coming, pretty much. I don't think we're going to have any more things coming besides those two before the next expedition. I'm hoping it'll start next week. I was hoping this week, but that was like a, false hope, But I said probably this coming week, which was this week, or next week is what I was hoping for, like the last week of July. It has been known to drop in July on occasion, late July, sometimes first week of August for the anniversary of No Man's Sky, but there's a good chance that they're going to drop it early. They just did a little bit of a bug tweak today, and that's it. That's all they did. So we should be good. Good to have you again. So One Thumb, again, thank you for being here. Quathanon, good to have you. Good afternoon to you as well. Good evening here instead. But we're going to go ahead and get moving on this. Let me find my... Hi there. Oh, there you are. Look at that. It works. Yay! Okay, so we are at... here. So we're at 22 hours, 9 minutes into this. We have one glyph to get. We've got every other thing taken care of. I just need to find that one elusive glyph and we're all done. And then it's just a matter of finding a portal, getting through, moving to the center. Now, someone sent me, just updated, 3.7 gigs. Yeah, it literally took me about that much time, about a minute is all it took me as well. So good to have you here, Carbon Base. Thank you very much for being here too. So here's where we stopped. Right here at this little place right here. No ship. Well, our ship is over there, of course. It's all the way back that way. So we are heading all the way back that way. So no problem. We'll take another quick peek. We didn't find anything last time we were here, but we're going to go ahead and just continue on. Who knows what we'll find, right? I'm hoping that we'll find one more glyph on this planet. Watch me find something like in the first 10 minutes. That would be absolutely hilarious. But good to have you here. Yeah, just a little bug fix is all they were doing, nothing special. So, I do expect that I think they got most of the stuff and problems ironed out. I know there's a couple bigger issues that some folks are having still, but one thing that Captain Steve, I don't know if you folks watch Captain Steve mentioned that in his, what do they call those places? Hold on, I know the answer to this. A settlement. In a settlement, for some reason, a couple of the NPCs weren't showing up that you could trade with and stuff like that. But the weird part is that if you go by the settlement, I wonder if they're going by like a day-night cycle, because every time he was trying to find them, it was getting later at night, and then suddenly they all disappeared. So I wonder. I really wonder. So, yeah, I'm on the equator still. If you look at my icon on the right, the coordinates on the right hand side, I am literally right about just south of the equator at the moment. So I'm sticking to that on this planet as well. And this is a planet, not a moon, so we can go a good long distance, but I'm hoping that we'll find something along the equator. So we're using the Ognum rule, is what I'm calling that, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, the Ognum trick, exactly, or the Ognum rule, as I like to call it. Who doesn't watch the captain? Indeed. I mean, he's just fun to watch and listen to. Captain of the Steves, as he calls himself. You know. So, I got a guy I work with. His name is Bob, and I like to watch Survival Bob on occasion. So, I walked up to him and I said one time, and he obviously didn't know what I was talking about, but I walked up and said, hey, if you're going to be a Bob, be a good Bob. So, and he just had no idea what I was talking about, and I had to explain it, and I felt stupid after that. But, you know, it is what it is. You're allowed to feel stupid now and then, right? Let me see. So that's north. So we want to head a little more this direction so we can get lined up with the equator. All right, good. Moving on. Moving on. Yeah, I love watching the captain. He's a pretty cool dude. Professor Cynical, I always watch for just pure entertainment purposes. Sometimes he pulls a fast one. Other times it's just really good news and stuff like that. So he's a good one to keep an eye on. He knows people. I don't know who in the world he knows, but he knows some people. And he gets all kinds of neat information. I know a lot of those guys do, but not so much me. Not so much me, unfortunately. I should probably add a little bit more of this. You know what, though? I keep doing that. I keep getting some of my saves mixed up, and then I realize that I have like 500 condensed carbon, so I probably don't need to get any more. Anyway, let's move on. So we're going just north of the equator right now. We're just south of it is what it is, and I'm trying to get lined back up again. We're just north of it? I don't know. You know what I mean. I'm trying to get lined back up the equator, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Spam, good to have you here, man. Thanks for joining us. And that was Seriously that said that comment. I'm sorry, Serious. Or Lee, or Seriously, or well, thank you for being here, regardless of what I should call you. It's been a weird day. I'm a little bit overtired from lack of sleep, but hey, who cares? It's just too much Dune. I tried to shut down Dune Awakening last night. Was all, pretty much set in stone as far as to, all right, I'm at a good stopping point, and all of a sudden it just immediately at that very moment transitioned into a cutscene. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And it's like, you got to do this right now. And I'm like, looking at the time, looking at the screen, looking at the time, like, why not? And I did it. So I played a little too long. Miriam, good to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us, dear. Appreciate you being here. So I stayed up way too late. I blame myself. It's okay. Nothing more to blame. It's not the game's fault. I could have said no and just shut it down, but I had to see what it was about. So I've worked through most of the main storyline now. Gosh, the amount of Solaris you get, the amount of money you get from this, it's just ridiculous. You don't have to worry about it. I've got several 100,000 of Solaris now, and it's like, all right, I could really kind of get a big base going if I wanted to. Right now, it's a triple wide. It's a double wide down at the bottom with another mobile home on top of it for my landing pad. It's hilarious. So I'm gonna have to rename it. I'm gonna name it like something from Alabama. I don't know, the Birmingham Express or something like that. I don't know. Oh great, now I've gone too far. Hold on, bring it in. Okay, we're gonna line back up to that direction just a little bit, and there we go. Not a party without Miriam. Yeah, no, Miriam definitely makes it into a party when she's here, man. We all agree there. I agree with you. Thank you for being here, dear. Appreciate you. All right, did I go too far here? Or is it dropping again? There it is. Okay. All right. Again, I'm not finding anything. I'm getting a little disappointed. I was really hoping like in the first 5-10 minutes we'd find something, and I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see how much longer I can go here. There's no other way to get one, so probably need to increase the volume on my game. You guys hear everything fine, but I don't have my speakers turned up. Hey, thank you. You ever say that in an angry voice to people? Thank you. You know, like you're really just cussing them out. My whole family does that on a regular basis. Love you. You know, things like that. But when you have a whole entire family full of sarcastic people, it just makes life that much more interesting. You know, and I wouldn't trade it in for anything. I wouldn't trade it in for anything. We're just a great bunch over here. Streamlabs is chatting up a storm. That's great. Thank you, Streamlabs. Ozzy Osbourne, dude. I got to bring that up. I got to bring it up. Ozzy Osbourne passed away yesterday. Oh my gosh. Or was that today? My God. I'm bummed. Really bummed about it. It was yesterday. 76 years old. What a legacy and an icon for the hard rock and heavy metal community. I mean, just... It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, sad thing. I'm glad he got his last concert and had that last, you know, inroad and everything like that, and that was great. There are so many jokes. Oh yeah, you saw that carbon-based? I tell you, man, that just scared the crap out of me. I won't lie. It was definitely a code brown, or it should have been. It should have been. I'm not gonna say it didn't. I did anything like that, but still, it was kind of freaky having it hit that close. But we don't usually lose power around here, even when lightning strikes pretty close, unless it literally hits the house. So, you know, it is what it is. Elicited extraficium. Interesting way of wording it, my friend. There we go. Okay. Hate when that happens. You're just going to fly right into a death trap there. Man, these are some tall mountains. But it's a cool planet in a sense. But getting back to Ozzy, gonna miss him. I mean, I never understood anything the guy said, you know, except for the word Sharon, you know, Sharon, and that was about it. That's all I got. But I had a book, a digital version of it on my computer that I doctored up, and it was called, it was one of those dummies books, or, you know, Dummies Guide to whatever, and this one was on how to speak a certain language, and I changed it all over to Aussie. How to speak Aussie is what I had it labeled as, and I had pictures of him all over the cover. Great thing. Well, that is actually kind of loud now. Okay, bringing that down a little bit. Bingo! Mark the free spot. That's so wrong. But thank you. Always could use a good laugh. Some people thought it was just the drugs that made him hard to understand, but it turns out he was British. Well, it could have been worse. Could have been Canadian. I'm kidding. Just a joke there. Just in case Heather pops in or something like that. I don't want to insult her. I really like Heather Silvermist. She's pretty awesome. I just got a lot of things set up on my OBS. I had to keep checking every now and then just to make sure, but I've got the dual streaming set up on it just in case. Just in case of what, Paul? Well, I'm glad you asked. Thank you for asking. The reason it's just in case is because there's a good chance that this next expedition may have drops, and the drops are only available on Twitch. And if the drops are only available on Twitch, then by gum, we're gonna have to dual stream. We're gonna have to get that going. So I've got everything set up. It looks like everything's in place. And we will dual stream if that happens. Now, how many days I'll be able to do it is another story. With a new job, I don't really have a lot of time I can take off. My last job, I had like 5 weeks of days I could take off, so it was like, yep, I'm taking these days off. This one, I've got to squander them a little bit, because I've got a wedding to go to in November for my daughter, so I don't want to miss that, and I'll need as many days as I can. Come on, Glyph, show up. Alright, so what else we got going on here? Anybody else just pop in that I didn't see earlier? You guys are just all saying hi to each other. You guys are fantastic. I love you. You know, that's great. You know, if you yell loud enough, I think you all can hear each other. I think you're all pretty close together. I'm just saying. No capitals to Mager. You'll just pull out the old caps button and just start capsing everybody, you know, and yelling. Alright, so what do we do here? Do we keep going? What is the triple? Is that, that's middle fingers. Okay, that's right. Just want one. This is the most boring part of trying to do this, is trying to find these stupid graves. And because it's not a moon, everything's spread out a lot more, so I don't know if the equator idea is going to work here. I'm thinking to myself, I think it might be time to move on to another place. We got time. Why don't we try a different planet? Let's see if we can find a low atmo moon. That would be great if we can find another one. And then see if that turns out to what we're looking for here. You wouldn't think of it. I'm hoping for a Jar Jar Binks appearance modifier. No. Bite your tongue. Though I did watch the Lego Star Wars, what do you call it? Whoops. he's going to get mad. I don't know why I'm getting those. Why am I getting those? I've got 500 already. I don't need more. Crying out loud. Sorry, sir. Pardon me. But the Lego Star Wars, we had the alternate universe. It was like these really short 15, 20-minute episodes, and it was like one season's worth, where they went to an alternate universe, and Jar Jar Binks really was Dark Side Jar Jar. He was absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And Palpatine was a Jedi, not an evil Sith Lord. But he kept bringing up ultimate power, so, you know, there was that, you know, like he was just having a little trouble with it. I don't know. But I think he had therapy, so we're okay. I'd just do it instead. And indeed, that's truly what you would do. Actually, if you were really mean, you'd put it in some one of those big chats and throw it out there so it like announces at me or something like that. I gotta look into that. Jason has that set up. I wonder if I've got that set up. I gotta look into it. Where it actually chats it back to you and an actual voice comes on and repeats the message that you put in there. And LOLs are absolutely hilarious, so. Yeah, I know. I noticed that too. I don't know what we're going to do here because I don't know if I'm going to stay. Because with the equator, let me just see if it goes up to 55. Hold on. With the equator thing on a moon, it's a little bit better. But on a planet, you can stray very easily. Okay, we're getting in the right direction now again. But I don't know. I think it's just because of the fact that it's a pretty big planet. With all these mountainous areas and stuff like that. Yeah, something like that. Thank you, Miriam. We love you. Thank you very much. Who won that one? Steven? Steven, congratulations, my friend. That's weird. I didn't get any audio from that. Spoke too soon. Again. Thank you, Streamlabs. Where'd the audio come from? No audio. There it is. Love it. 07 to you, dear. Thank you very, very much. Griff, good to have you, by the way. I started a Fugitive Run about a month ago. Found one grave right away and haven't found any others. What works? That's a very good question. And if you find the answer, please let me know. No, actually, Griff, we had Ognum from Ognum Games on here, what, about 2 weeks ago it was? Week and a half, something like that. And he advised finding a low atmo moon and sticking to the equator. So if you look at the, let me get the egg out of the way. You look at the current location right now, positive, and it says 0.05. We're very close to the equator right now and just run on an east-west direction. And gosh darn it, if he wasn't right, within like 5 minutes, I found a grave. And then later on that episode, I found a second one. So is it true? Are they closer to the equator? Is it all a lie? Are we all just dreaming in a matrix? It's possible. I don't know. But that's the advice he gave. I think what's happened is in one of the big updates, kind of might have been Worlds 2, I think they reduced the amount of graves you can find on a planet from where you should have had 16 graves on one particular planet. I think you only find a few now. So, and they're just harder, much harder to find. And we do it from a low atmo planet for two reasons. One, because of this. You can jetpack around on the planet. If you look at the bottom right, you see my jetpack is recharging rather quickly while I'm on the planet, and it gives you the opportunity to look further. Your character that you're playing can see a grave up to about 1,000 units away. Whereas if you're flying your ship over it, you got to be really close with your ship to see it. And you can easily pass it up if you're flying too fast. So there's that. So I think what we're going to do, since this is not a moon, it is a low atmo planet, to demonstrate, you can see we're on a planet. It's a pretty decent sized planet, not a moon. Planet, moon, planet. So you get the idea. Planet, planet, moon. These are all planets. Okay, very good. We got the idea. You all are up to snuff on that. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to quit this place because this place is getting really annoying and it's kind of stark. I haven't found much of anything on this planet, to be honest with you. I'm going to pull our ship back in. Let's go find a system that has a low atmo moon. Streamlabs satellite must have a glitch. Yeah. I'm sure it does. Streamlabs actually advertises it'll do the dual streaming for you. Well, that's interesting. I usually like that view. I wonder what I was doing in the other view. Okay, moving on. so let's recharge that.
Technology recharge.
And I know these moons aren't very good. Like, there's a moon down there. I'll head towards it, but if I remember correctly, it's not a very great moon. It's a desert moon and activated copper, so there's a problem with that one now. The activated copper means we got to have really seriously bad storms, and we want to kind of stay away from that if we can. So that'll be a tough place to do anything on. It's the only moon in the system, so let's hit the hyperdrive and see what we can find. Alright, so we'll head in the direction of the core. That's the core, by the way, over there, that big bright spot in the middle. We're going to head in that direction, but we're going to find a system that has more than one moon, hopefully. Usually most systems will have up to 6 bodies that you can land on. And it could comprise of other things. You'll find some that only have, for instance, 2 or 3. Like this one has 2 planets and 1 moon. You can see the moon sort of towards the bottom there, depending upon what kind of screen you're looking at anyway. Yeah, too many planets. There's obviously 6 there, so there won't be any moons. Alright, we got 3. I don't see any moons. That's 3 again, no moons. Same thing. Alright, we got 1 moon there. We got a tiny planet or 2 in there too. Might be worth looking at, I don't know. I'd rather find something that has at least 2 moons, because it gives us more options at that point. 2 planets. Too many. Alright, so that one definitely has a moon on it. You can see the ring around that other planet, but it doesn't have 2. So I want to see if I can find 2. I'm going to be a little picky. I'm allowed to be. We've been looking this long. Let's be picky. Let's see. How about over here? Dissonant worlds? No. 700 light years? Nope. 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 No. And I keep saying no quite a bit. No. No. Yeah, the Twitch streaming, I'm the funny part is I've got like about 150 followers over there, which is, I think, hilarious because I don't stream over there very often at all. You have to get the right type of following going on that. That has 2 moons around that planet over there. We're going to go there. You got to get the right type of following with it, and you got to have the advertising, if you will. You got to get people to know that you're out there, so you can tell them you're there doing stuff. So you'll see on here every now and then, I think on Streamlabs, I'll say, hey, follow me on Twitch, and it has my address over there. So not hard to find me. Type in ElanPaul, you'll find me. Yep, see, Miriam, exactly. Now what'll happen is, as long as you have other people who know you're out there, like for instance, let me think, like Survival Bob does it all the time over there. He's one. Where are the moons? Ah, here we go. Let me get lined up. Hold on. Survival Bob's over there. Jason will stream over there on occasion, usually again during drops. Temperate Moon, you notice activated copper? Yeah, not going to work for me. And let me see who else. Beebs doesn't do it very often over there at all. But you got like Heather and stuff like that. Now we got a high energy moon. It's got copper, uranium. See, that's not bad. Does my person have... Yeah, I got quantum radiation shielding, and I got 15 batteries. Let's give it a shot. Can't hurt. I mean, it's not a low atmo moon, but we can do a little wandering around and check it out. So, Scott Rentz, good to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us. Gas giant with 5 moons. I could do that, Starduster. The problem is I need an Atlantid drive, and I don't have the recipe for it. So I need the Atlantid drive to get there, and I don't have the recipe. Good point. If I could get the drive, I would do it, but I can't. I have 6 friends that come in, laugh loud, but I'm fine with it. You know, if you're having fun, that's really what matters. And having that engagement with people, especially if you can get a camera and everything like that, having the engagement with people is very important. You know, you got to be able to talk to people and everything like that. Check the chat once in a while, which I get criticized about because I'm not trying to ignore people, but you get caught up in a speed run or something, you tend to ignore people without, meaning to. Let's check our, where are we here? 15, 14, okay, let's go a little bit further. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. I love how fast these ships are. Let's go a little bit quicker. Oh crap, I forgot about that part. Hold on. As soon as you divert power, use that screen to tell you you diverted power, but it doesn't tell you, it doesn't switch back soon enough. Alright, here we go. Stop. Back it up. Can we go in reverse? No, we can't. We just gotta fly the other way. Alright, that's good. Alright, enough. Let's park here and take a look around. See, there it is. Streamlabs, please follow me on Twitch. Blah, 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 blah. I love it. It's absolutely hilarious. Can't hurt. Not the first time it was said about radiation. Radiation? Eh. Radiation, schmadiation. Whatever. It's not going to hurt me. Let's see. So, lots of icons. That's another thing about these planets, unfortunately, is you've got this problem with that. So, you know, you got all kinds of storms and stuff like that. So we will have to deal with something. And we also don't have low atmo, so I'm going to just wander for a little bit. Maybe we'll get fortunate. Okay? And we'll do a little running. And then you have objects that you're running into along the way, like the plants and stuff. So I want to look through here. It's really kind of slowing me down. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work for me or not. I'll do it for a little bit. Where are we as far as equator's concerned? I think we need to go that way a little bit. Okay, let's go that way. And we'll take a look. Okay, it dropped a little bit. Good. Alright. So this is a moon, and it might just do the trick for us. Yeah, launch thrusters, I made sure they were fully charged before I left my last system, so I haven't landed and picked up anywhere. We're at 100%, so we should be good there. Thanks for the reminder, though. I appreciate it. Alright, so we're at negative 0.3. Okay, so we are about as close to the equator as I can possibly get at the moment. We don't care about anything else. We're just going to keep running and jumping and running and jumping. There you go, right? It's pretty good. Take a look around. Remember, if there's any buildings or anything, we want to check out the buildings because they could turn out, and that's a good piece of advice. Who was it we were talking to about that? You asked for advice on finding the glyphs and the graves. Go after the buildings. Occasionally you'll run across buildings that will actually be graves. And so don't ignore any buildings you come across. So please remember that. It'll say unknown building, you get closer, and all of a sudden it turns into a grave. And it's like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I can't tell you how many times I was like, nope, it's a building. I'm just going to ignore that. We'll keep on going. Plus, with all these jetpack upgrades I've got, it should be good. So that is an actual building, but it lines us up. Take a look around, see if there's anything around. Plus, if we can find like archives or something like that, maybe if there's some closer by, we can be really lined out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like I did last time. That is a minor settlement. We're going to keep it highlighted, and we're going to go back to the equator and run along it for a little bit, and just keep an eye open, and maybe we will get locked in on something. Gosh, one more, because I'm really interested in showing you guys. You pain in the neck. To showing you guys the new game I'd like to play. Not game, pardon me. New playthrough. It's a speed run that I'm doing, and if you all have access to my Discord channel, I put the rules in there. It's a speed run that can be done at any time by anybody in No Man's Sky. I don't know why we didn't think of this sooner. Probably because there were things that prevented us from doing so at the time. But now that we have the ability to do it in abandoned mode, we can start doing speedruns in abandoned mode. So we'll see how that goes. I need to head a little further south, like that direction. Working Sentinel collection, you scrap them as an S-Class. 93 million, which isn't a bad... Yeah, that's true. If you can find a free S-Class ship. How are you finding the S-Class ships there? I'm just out of curiosity. They're carbon-based. I'll let that go for a little bit, and then we'll charge it back up. Hey, how can I charge it, by the way? Do I have the... Yeah, I got uranium. Okay, good. Alright, take a look. Ooh, here's a pretty guy. Does he attack? Nope, he doesn't. But, man, that's a cool-looking creature there, eh? Almost had a smile on his face, but I didn't see any teeth. So, you know, hey, he's going to gnaw on people to death. That's what he'll do. Alright. This way. So, yeah, how do you find them? Do you use, like, the coordinate exchange or something like that in order to find them? Out of curiosity? I upgraded them to see how they... Oh, I see what you mean. If bad, then I scrap them. Usually, what I do, I mean, you got a lot of different ways you can do it. As far as... I'm going to use this flower here in just a second. I'll go to a space station, because obviously with the 100,000 nanites... Then again, do you do it like creative mode or something like that? Or how do you do it? Do you actually use the nanites to upgrade? There we go. Because if you use the nanites, that's the thing that always bothers me about that, is that I'm going to run out of nanites sooner or later, and that won't work forever. But that's a good idea. I mean, upgrading to see how the supercharged slots work out, and eventually you're going to find that perfect ship, if you know what I mean. So,
Radiation protection falling.
I have stacks of echoes and creative. Oh, I got you. Creative mode too. Okay, gotcha. See, that works out great, and that's a good thing, especially if you played the game through and you don't mind doing a little bit of that. Then yeah, that's not a problem. That's pretty cool, though. Back east again. I'm going too far south. Okay, ancient data structures. We're not interested in those. I mean, it's not a bad place. It is a moon, so I don't know how far we're going to end up going with this. I really like to find the low atmo moons, to be honest with you. Those are always the best. They're just kind of hard to find sometimes. Sometimes you're lucky enough to find them like immediately. Like the main system we started at had one. So it's just that we ran out of those darn graves. We weren't finding anymore, so... Back to the east. Make horseshoe for luck. Indeed. I have a few that are well over 200,000 in Buzzbot and Space Bows. Easy. Oof. Yikes. Yeah, you just kind of melt ships like that, you know? Especially frigates. Frigates will just melt in front of you, and that's about all that happens to them. Shield down, shield down, shield down. You're just done in a heartbeat. Hyperdrives are gone, everything like that. You know what? We ought to grab some of this. Because I do know that we are a little bit low on oxygen on occasion. Okay. Launch myself. I am not feeding and taming creatures right now. That was a mistake. Easy. Hi there. Right in your face, right? Okay. No yellow icons indicating that that's what we have. That was pretty neat, seeing those two dinosaur-like creatures up there. This isn't a terrible planet to traverse if you can handle the, the radiation. I got lucky with a squid ship showing up. Whoa, that's cool, man. Those squid ships are hard to find, man. I do love those. I do love those. I have to add one to my collection. I haven't had one in a long time. I think I've got one on one of my other saves. I think it's my original save has one. And it wasn't until much later that I realized how rare they really are. So, Hey, look, building. Trading post, it says. And you can see by the ship's landing, that is accurate. So we want to keep our eyes open, because sometimes around trading posts we can find graves. That was a neat sound. Can't enter the trading post, can't do anything with the trading post, can't even wave at the trading post. We could wave at it, I don't think that's really a rule. But, can't really do anything else. So we'll keep our eyes peeled here, so hopefully we'll find something. He's a yeller over there. Okay, so this is not bad. We're a little bit off kilter. I'm going to head a little bit more to the north. You scrap so many ships you hand me, keep count. Yeah, I hear you. You have a green squiddy, Miriam? Awesome. I do like I said, I do like the squiddy ships. I got to get myself one again. probably be doing that soon. I think as much as I love Dune Awakening and I complete the main storyline at some point, I'm hoping to just jump in every couple of weeks or so, pay the taxes on my place, and, you know, just relegate it to the background for a little while I get reacclimated with No Man's Sky. Back to the south just a little bit. Man, I like these jetpack upgrades, man. And it recharges rather quickly. That's the best part. Okay, well, we're not seeing anything. Just make sure I didn't miss anything, guys. Oops, run into a rock. That's what I want to do. Yeah. Nope, nothing there. Let's get past all this garbage on the ground. Okay, there we go. Go. So for every
Radiation protection falling.
with every burst from the jetpack, when we run out, we stop for a moment, and then we are fully recharged by the time we get going again. Okay, we're gonna actually stop a little early here while we slide down a slope, meet a few animals. Alright, last of my life support gels, and that's fine. I wanted to get that opened up anyway. Heading quite east, so we're a little bit off. Yeah, not off by far, but that's good. Alright, what do we got? Nothing? Nothing? Give me something. We're getting some good stuff. I mean, we're running into buildings and stuff like that. That's at least something. It's a little better than what I was hoping for, but I'm beginning to wonder whether this isn't the case. And what we need is Ogden. I don't know if it has anything to do with his idea of running along the equator, or if it's just because he was here. So maybe we should say it's because Ogden wasn't here last time. I didn't find any graves last time. That's probably his fault. Living ships, I'm not a big fan of them, to be honest with you, carbon-based. I'm not a big fan of living ships, never have been. I've owned a few, I've had a few. They looked really, really cool. And after a while, especially during the time period when, when in the world did it? Okay, we got pterodactyls flying over my head. They were really popular for a short time, and it was like, it's okay, it's cool, but it's just not my thing. I like a sleek ship that really looks sharp. I mean, the Sentinel ships really I like those a lot. My second favorite are probably the Solars. I do like the Solars a lot as well. Darn birds. Oh, that's not a bird. It's okay. Nope, no graves. I shouldn't really have to look around too much to find a grave. When you look around, you should be able to see the icon almost instantly, because the icon is very discernible from every other icon, and it glows orange, for crying out loud, gold or whatever. So there's no reason why I should be sitting there looking around so long. Yes, that's what I heard. I heard that they really can scoot, and they're also really powerful on the weapons as well. Yeah, I caught that star for a second over there. It's probably ancient data. Mutant plant. Okay, same. Not the same, but same one star idea. That's not going to help me out at all. There we go. There we go. Kept thinking that was what I was looking for. It wasn't. Ah, just one more grave, man. How long are we going here? About 40 minutes or so. Oh, that's a pirate. Red trails. Surprised he didn't start attacking me. They do that once in a while. They'll just start attacking for no reason. There's a couple of them over there. Look at that. They're heading somewhere. What's my... Okay. Let's go a little bit north of the east. There we go. Nothing. So if it's 12 exotics types. Oh, wow, really? 12 exotics? You know, that's an interesting concept. You know, you could do a save, do the whole gameplay, and only go for certain types of ships for that particular save. That's a pretty interesting concept. I mean, if you got the time to do that, I would probably do it. Ah, that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to... You saw me trying to avoid the freaking cave, man. Okay. No big deal. Take a look while we're in here, so... Alright, let's try this again. We're heading north now all of a sudden, because I couldn't see where I was going. Nothing. Go! Mission is very distant. Reset to a new location. Okay. Not. Know what my mission is. It's a secret mission. In uncharted space. Buddy, watch out for the pirates. They just flew ahead of you there. You're flying into a trap. Could have a living ship, but I'm not interested. I have 2 solars and 2 exotics. Oh, that's pretty cool. 5 saves like that? Yeah. Yeah, you might be right. I think Ogden would say something like that. Solars are cool except the wings. The wings take too long to fold up, in my opinion. I wish they folded up just a little bit quicker, but I get it. Let's do the north for a couple minutes. Why don't we see our current location is +01. Let's go... Is there anything that's about 1,000 units away? Alright, let's go this way. And then we'll get something that's about 300 units away, so we'll know we're at least 1,000. And what we can do is go 1,000 beyond that, so that way we have that corridor that we've done. Maybe that'll be good. Ouch. Ouch. Excuse me. Pardon me. Coming through. Frog for luck. Watch me hit a grave on the way over here. But anyway, we'll head that way. There we go. I'm going to still keep an eye open because you never know. Okay. That one's about 300 away. We'll head to that one, and then we're gonna make a right. Okay. Yeah, those darn rocks. There they get in the way. Was it? I think that was Blazing Saddle. Have that removed immediately.
Radiation protection
Falling. Okay, so I think we're about 1,000 units north of the Mason-Dixon here. Let me see here. Really, the equator. So plus 3.5, let's say. Plus 3.5 is what we're going to try to stick to, and head back east again. There we go. So right about here. We'll just keep an eye open. Ancient data structure. I was right, they did have them here. Okay, that's good. I was going nuts. Ow. Right into a rock, dude. Come on. Steer better. There you go. Alright. Most graves should be a foggy, low-lying hole. That's not a nice way to talk about them. But you're probably right. Low line, filthy grave. Speaking of which, is Sugar Rat here? Come on, had to do it. We have ships. There we go. We have a building. Okay, we'll check out the building. Building's at 6:05. So that's interesting that we picked it up so early, but not unusual. Excuse me, pardon me. Oh. I don't know if that was a plant or when he attacked the animal, did I fly in between and get attacked?
Radiation protection falling.
That's interesting. Okay, let's take a look. Just to make sure I'm not passing something up that was there. What we got? Nope, we got a dude over there. So that's going to be a, like a... See those guys circling over there? You know what they're circling, right? Another landing platform, possibly an archive, so... Interesting, huh? Yep, resource depot. There is another building right there. Let's take a gander at it. Oh my, it just kind of ran right past me, that dude. At least say hi or excuse yourself. Yeah, the hazardous flora graves seem to attract him. There you go.
Radiation protection falling.
That's where my X is. Whee! Just looking, because you never know, this might just turn out to be yet another building. Looks like it might be one of those buildings there. Okay. Can't go in the building, so we're going to have to leave it alone. But we're going to head back to the east. There we go. What's our coordinates? Perfect. That's what they are.
Radiation protection falling.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Mom.
Technology
There we go.
recharge.
Quick look. Moving on. So let me see. I'm at the 52-minute mark now. What I'll do is we'll go another 8 minutes. If we're not finding anything, I'm going to get impatient and I'm going to leave. And then we'll go to another place. Maybe we'll fly along low for just a little bit and see what we find, but I don't think it's going to work. I say that now, but, you know, if it proves me wrong, I'll be very happy. They always say pessimistic people are the happiest people in the world. They're either right about something going bad, or they're wrong, and everything turned out great, and they're still happy. So, let's be clear. Building. And it is a monolith. We could hit the monolith. What will we hit it with? We probably should hit the monolith now that I think about it. Let's go ahead and go over to monolith. Let's do monolith and see what it can give us. There we go. Whoa. Alright. Take a quick look around. Because if we see a grave or something, we can get excited. Alright, don't see a grave. Let's see if we can answer this. It's a Korvax location, so that's good. Compelled to lie down, calming. Korvax is the word. I know that if you want me to fight the impulse to sleep, you probably could, but I feel warm and comfortable basking in the glow of the ancient ruins. 50-50 chance here. Do we sleep or do we resist? Thinking we should resist it. Korvax don't sleep. I'm going to say resist. That's the logic I'm going to go by. Let me see what happens. Oh well. I should have obeyed. Didn't work. That sucks. And here I was trying to think with logic. How dare I? It is what it is. Off we go. Yeah, that was a cave. Okay. Let's get recharged. We shouldn't see much from this point until we get another boost going. Okay. Go. I don't mind going in parallel, if you will, along the same latitude as the Monolith, because I think that would be we'd be more apt to find ourselves a grave that way. A hunch. So we'll try that out. Yeah, too bad that time. No big deal. Life, it happens. Oh boy. Okay, let's take a quick peek. I don't see any buildings either. I'm going to keep an eye open for those, because those won't show up as graves, obviously. Graves could show up as buildings, and which means we won't see the grave icon. So we're still going to keep an eye open for the buildings. Nothing. Okay. Keep an eye on this guy and see which way he goes. We know that there's a landing platform someplace along the way. It's going up almost. That's not bad. He didn't like dive down or anything, so we might be on our way straight to a platform. Four and a half. Okay, that's fine. Gamma root. You know what we can do? We can probably pick up some uranium while we're here.
Radiation protection.
Just a little extra. We don't need a ton of it. Yeah. There's a weird line, right? Hear sound, look around, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. There you go. Wow. Quoting some stuff, man. Righteous. Is that Bananarama? No. That wasn't Bananarama. That was picture them in my head. Whew, that was close. He actually tried to swap me, but failed. Okay. There we go. Don't need a lot of it. 20 will fill up my shield. So for every 20, it means another shield refill. Refill. That's the word. It's a word. One of those words I can never remember. It's alright. We're good. We're good. Alright. That's a pretty good amount, I think. We got over 300 now. 260. Let's go a little bit further.
Radiation protection. Falling.
How about now? 317. There we go. Now we got enough. Okay. We're going that way. Let's go a little bit this way. Get back on track. There we go. Good. Anything? No? Moving on. Alright. Back to the east. Bangles, thank you. Good grief. Could not think of it, One Thumb. Yeah, their lead singer posts quite a bit on Instagram. I don't quite follow her, but every now and then I'll see something from her on there. What an awesome person she seems to be. That's going to be a sad day too. You know, eventually everything must end, I suppose. So, and I was saying earlier, I think in my last stream, I mentioned that Saturday streams may be not a thing of the past. They're just going to be put on hold every now and then. I'm going to, if I do stream on a Saturday, I'll let you know in advance. But like this Saturday, again, I won't be streaming. I will be probably doing yard work in the 95-degree weather. But I need to get some stuff done out there. A lot of stuff that needs to be done. I need to do some repairs to my deck, things like that. So I got some work to do. Putting a lot of stuff. Susanna Hoffs? Oh, yeah, yeah. She is. She's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful woman. Great singer. Great guitarist. Good person all around from what other people have told me. It's a good person. I know she always appreciates the kind comments that people make about her, and that's really nice. Makes her a better person. What are the 3s on here? Is this so curious? Yeah, okay. I was just curious. Come on, man. No grave? Alright, have we passed the hour mark? We sure have. So, I think we're going to call in the ship. We'll do a little low-level scan for just a little bit. And yeah, that's kind of disappointing. There we go. But it was written by Paul Simon. Interesting, I did not know that. Again, fascinating artist. My wife's a big fan of Simon and Garfunkel, so let's just do a little low level. Yeah. Good for you. And we'll check the radar, keep an eye open on things. We'll do a couple of those, like we just passed that thing there. Beacon. I know the word. Speaking of beacons, right? I don't see anything yet. That is nothing but a campsite. Okay. That is a building. Trying to watch it, but you can only go so slow in ships like this. Now, I don't know if the ship, when it finds a building like this, if any of them turn into graves. I don't think they do. That looks like a shelter and a minor settlement. Okay. You know, we could take out the pirate, turn him into a grave. A lot of buildings. I give it that, but... And I'm trying to go a little slower. Okay, that's a resource deposit, or resources, I should say, for sentinels. Alright. Orange tread 7. Yeah, I like the treads. Treads is so much nicer on these ships. One of the things I like the most about them when they have the treads on them. Landing skids are okay if you're in a rush, but, you know, whatever. Building straight ahead. So you have to, like, fly about this slow to see anything on your radar. Fly low enough that it'll show up on your radar at the top of the screen. I'm glad. Trying to go a little quicker because we slowed down way too much. Alright. Shelter. Alright. I think we're going to have to give up here. We could fly over this forever. My eyes aren't going to catch it. I know they're not. So let's find another system yet again. Hopefully not Vy'keen. And we'll look for a grave there and a... low atmo moon. Adventure, good to have you here, by the way. I saw you in there. Yep, and you were the one that made the comment about Susanna. Alright. Off we go. Is this a... No, it's just a Corvax. Okay. Alright. Gotta find a system here somewhere. No. Stop that. There we go. Nope. Let's go over here. Too many planets. Looks like too many planets. I think that one, no, it does not have a moon. No, it doesn't. Okay. No, 3 planets. I don't see any moons. Well, wait a minute. No, there's one that does. It's a dissonant system, too. I'll take a chance. Let's take a ride over there. I'd rather find 2 moons if I can. Gives me more options. I did find one system one time that had 2 planets, and each planet had 2 moons, so that was really cool. So that, I think, is just a planet. Yeah, it's a planet. Okay, so I see. I see. Toxic. Alright, so I don't know which one of these is the moon. I think that might be. Let me get a little further out. Yep, it's a moon. Okay, good. But it does not look like a low atmo. That looks like toxic or something like that. Gamma again. Okay. Now 2 sentinel. Please, one is just weapons, the other has thrusters. Oh, nice. Nice, really cool. What do we need charging? Anti-grav. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll use one of these this time. Okay, it doesn't want anything else charged, so that means our hyperdrive is in good shape. Alright. Wait a second. It had 2 moons. So that planet had 2 moons, not just one. Where are you? So that one over there is a moon as well. Let me double check it. Get through the rings. Should be far enough. Yeah, I think it is. It is a moon. Okay, I was right. Looks like it's just a frozen. Oh, it's a low atmo. Man, look at that. Almost missed that. Wow. Okay, good. Let's get close. Alright, we're positive. That's going north. Let's turn around. South we go. That noisy little ship. Gotta check the catalytic converter or possibly the muffler. And here we go. This looks good. Really? Why is the landing area not clear? That's better. Alright, so we're back to low atmo. Pretty much dead on. Okay. Take a quick look around. Because God forbid we should find a grave like sitting right here waiting for us, right? How's our thrusters looking? Launch thrusters are good. Anti-gravity wells. Alright, good. East. We're going to head east again. And just keep this up. For just a half a second, I was like, no. And no. It was a no. Definitely no. So this is the advice, is a low atmo moon. Everything that can be found on a moon is found on a planet, except it's tighter together. So the possibility of finding a grave increases. So I'm hoping this is it. This will be the place. Let's see what happens. Really want to finish this up. So I do have, as you probably know, this past Monday I completed my abandoned run that I was doing for you guys, in a startership challenge that I did as a video montage, if you will. This coming Monday, we're going to show you, especially if I can't do it tonight, but this coming Monday, I have a video coming out that is about 3 hours long. I'll just a heads up. It's one of the ones that just get playing and watch it if you want. Listen to some of the dialogue and communication going on. There'll be some blank spots in between. I didn't have to do any editing to it. I didn't want to do any editing to it because there's a reason for that. The purpose behind this video is to show you how to do the speed run that I've kept talking about. So I'm hoping you give it a shot. Let me know what you think of it. Rules we can change as we go, as we decide what we need to tweak. That'll be fine. Okay, I kind of like this planet. It's actually, or moon I should say, it's actually not bad. We don't have a lot of hills and mountains or anything like that, so this works out a little bit better. Okay, let me come to a landing for a moment. I want to appreciate you all you folks being here. Really, thank you. Thank you so much. As I've said before, for some of you who are new to watching this, I do this for the joy of playing No Man's Sky, to share that joy with you guys. That's why these live streams don't or shouldn't have any ads in them. So I've got the ads turned off for the live stream. The re-recordings afterwards, or when you go back and watch the recording, it will have ads to it. There's not much I can do about it. But it shouldn't have ads while I'm live streaming. I don't particularly care for that. If one day I want to use this for, support for, life in general, like Jason and those guys do for a living, that's another story. But for the time being, just being here, hitting that like button is all I need from you guys. That's all I need. And some good chatter, of course, obviously. And I can always rely on that from most of you. Some of you are a little bit too quiet at times. You know who you are. But that's okay. You be you, no pressure. And I'm way off track. Okay, I'm going too far north. Let's go back south. Before I get yelled at. Whoops, I actually touched down. Oh yeah, look at that. Now, fortunately, it's clear weather. You won't hear any lightning strikes on this run. No code browns here, folks. And if anyone sees Ogden, flag them down, huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. I was making hot dogs. Hope it isn't me. No, you do have some folks that will watch. They will watch, and they're too shy to talk. And I have no criticism. I'm messing with those folks. I appreciate them being here too. Just being here to support the channel is really, it's nice. Thank you very much.
Life support power low.
But we have some great people here. Nobody's gonna make fun of you or anything like that. So feel free to chime in once in a while if you really like what you've been hearing. Ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. May not always have the answers, but some of the people here have been playing a lot longer than I have. Like the one making hot dogs, I think has a lot more hours involved. I keep wanting to say I think I got 4,500 hours, but maybe it's more like 3,500. I gotta double check that. That's bothering. Bothers me when I don't remember. I think I should be bothered all the time. What are we at? Minus 34, 33. Okay, let's get a little bit further north. We're off. I'm hoping that we get a building here soon. We ought to piss off these guys a little bit just because. There we go. There we go. That made me feel better. No, just kidding. Just kidding. There we go. Now we're back on track. Star Duster. Made ice cream. It's in the freezer for later. Ooh. You're not going to share with everybody else? Come on now. You know you can. Night Owl says they're lurking as usual. Well, you lurk away, Night Owl. You be you. I lurk a lot during Jason's streams as well. Every now and then I'll swoop in with a sarcastic comment or two because, well, that's what I like to do. I like to make fun of the fact that he always ignores me in the chat. So he's been like making sure that he calls me out when he notices, like, oh, hey, Paul's here. Hey, Paul. Yeah, you better say hi. But I like to, like, when he joins the streams, like if he raids over here later, I'll usually say something to him about it. Like, oh, Jason who? You like playing games or something? Who is this guy? What, do you got a podcast? I hear he has a great face for radio. So, that's what he says. Come on, give me something. Something. All right. How far away from the ship are we now? It says we're a half hour away. I don't believe it. It's a lie. We haven't been doing this long. Coffee crisp ice cream on a stick. Ooh. Coffee crisp. That sounds lovely. Hey, look, we got an unknown building. I wonder what it could be. It looks like it's a building. We will head towards said building because it is on the equator. Can't go in there, but I can at least fly past it and wave. You know what we can do, though? Hold on. Let's... No, hold on. Abandoned building. There we go. I'm going to highlight it. And hopefully we will find something else as we go past. So it'll highlight things as we come closer to them. So we'll go around it so it doesn't undo linkage. Alright, there we go. Sounds familiar to me. Pop in every hour or so with some nonsense. Oh yeah, you got to. You got to, Scott, rinse, repeat. Absolutely 100%. I'm just hanging out while I reboot servers remotely. I'll chime in once in a while. Good luck with your rebootings. That sounds so much fun. However, if you're doing it without the people knowing you're rebooting their servers, that sounds a lot more fun. Speaking of coffee, anyone tried cuppa or rice room coffee? I can't say I have. RYSE, is that correct? I'm always into a new type of coffee, so that's always pretty good. Coffee crisp sounds great. So we're on to something. At least we had a building that was like right in line with the equator, so that's always a good thing. I'm hopeful now. Let me get a little more of a boost going here. That's better. Okay, we're a little bit too far south. Let's go ahead and go a little bit to the north now. There we go. That's what it's called. Cool. I am, like I said, I'm always looking for a decent new brand of coffee. RYSE. That does sound familiar. Can't say as I've tried it or not. Maybe others have. Also had some Kit Kat drumsticks. Wow. You guys are just terrible. I'm like, I haven't had dinner yet, man, so you're just killing me now. But thank you. Whee! Flop. Let's get this guy going a little bit. There we go. Sometimes he slows down a little bit. Not that there's any friction, but... Come on, give me a grave. Somebody call Ognum. Tell him to get on here. I don't care what he's doing right now. Can't be more important than this. Love my coffee. Bitter and full of booze. Excuse me? Yo. That's... Well, to each his own. Let me put it that way. To each his own. Yeah, you go, you do you, man. I'm not going to criticize. We drink a lot of Bones coffee. Lots of fun flavors. Bones, huh? Now, you guys purchase any of these coffees online? Do you get them through Amazon? Do you get them elsewhere? What do you do? Just from a local store? Trader Joe's? Something like that? Death Wish. Yeah, I've seen Death Wish. I've had it at our grocery store, too. I understand that's pretty decent coffee. But, you know, honestly, you know, maybe some people add a lot of additives. I drink my coffee black. Straight. Don't put anything in it. Just straight plain coffee. I got away from doing all the other stuff. It was a while back. I think I had to get some, you know, ouch, some tests for the doctor or something like that. And he's like, the only thing you can drink the night before or the morning of is coffee. That's it. And it can't have anything in it. No creamer, no sugar, nothing. Okay, yes, sir, will do. You know, that kind of thing. And then we had some decent coffee, and I had some, and I'm like, you know, I can handle this. So I talked to the doctor. He's like, it's better if you just have the coffee with nothing in it. You know, it's better for you, health-wise. So rather than putting all that crappy creamer in and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'll do that. So, though I don't mind throwing in like a little bit of O'Doul's or something like that in there once in a while, you know. Irish cream, hazelnut. But it's got to be, I'm talking like the booze itself. That's it. Not that we would do that here online while we're playing. So we don't want to get caught on that here. I think I had a beer one time while I was online, and that video got flagged. It was absolutely hilarious. Like I'm a grown freaking adult here, you know? And I did put in here that this was not a kid-friendly channel, though we do try to keep it kid-friendly as much as possible. Yeah, I agree with that. Starbucks uses a lot of darker, bitter beans to make their coffee, and I'm really not keen on it. Honestly, you know, if it's nowhere else to go and I feel like getting a coffee, yeah, I'll stop there. I'd rather go there than McDonald's. McDonald's has soured me from ever going to any of their restaurants ever again, period. I don't think I'll ever visit another McDonald's. If it's a choice between McDonald's and drinking seawater, I'd probably drink the seawater and hope for a quicker death. So, just so impersonal that restaurant has gotten towards people. It's a shame. Alright, what do we got? Still nothing. Really surprised. We just had the one building and that's it. So I'm hoping that something else pops up here soon. It's they over roast the beans. That's what I'm thinking too, yeah. Seattle's Best isn't too shabby. I think that's alright. I don't know if you folks have had that before, but I think they're a pretty good coffee. Waffle House coffee, I do. It depends upon the Waffle House. You know, a lot of Waffle House can be part of a chain. Some are privately owned, and they all do it a little bit differently. So I do like their coffee if they do it right. For those of you who eat grits, usually most Waffle Houses that serve grits, I really enjoy. And they do it right. Nice thick grits. You can pick it up with a fork. And that's the way it should be. If you have to use a spoon, they ain't done right. Hate to sound like a New Yorker talking about grits, but there you are. It's too bad. I am way south. All right, I've got to get back to north. I just realized I'm way off topic here. Let's go back the other way. Off topic? Off my latitude. Don't give me any latitude, man. Question marks. We got question marks tonight, Al. Scattered, covered, smothered, and sometimes chunked hash browns, baby. Fork has to stand up in a bowl of grits. Ah, yes, there you go. Here. That carbon-based, you are a person after my own heart right there. I agree wholeheartedly. Nice and thick. If I'm having eggs or something like that, I got to put them on top of the eggs. I like to put them over the top of the eggs and eat it together. It's really good to me. And any way you want the eggs. You can do an omelet or anything like that. Alright, that was the biggest hill I think I've climbed, but I was really hoping to find something here. Where's my... It's going a little further south again than I want to. This moon is really proving me wrong here. I was hoping if it could just give me one grave. That's all I want here, man. Some other chucked coffee. Okay, one thumb. Oh, House hash browns don't play. Yeah, they're good. Did you know that FEMA, the federal agency, has Waffle House Index? If the Waffle House is closed, it's code red boots on the ground time. Really? Ooh. Sorry, but my cat. So what you're saying, Night Owl, is your cat was standing on your keyboard there? I love my cat. I love when they do that. They're just on there. It's like, what did I just attack? Yeah. Playing a game, and he's just playing it for me now. There's something weird going on here. That's the first time I had to do my life support, so that's pretty good. Alright, come on now. I'm telling you, it's like Dune here. You know, did I not pay my taxes or something? Come on, man. With cash. FEMA? Yeah. Yep. We're alright. South of 10 years, your taste buds change. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. taste buds can adapt to the you know, the locale you live in. I give you that. I give you that. You should seek shelter. Yeah, no, that's another story. If there's a weather event occurring and you see the Waffle House has shut down or closed for the day, because they're open through anything. If you see they shut down and they closed up the doors and, you know, will open after the storm, get the heck out of town. Now, if anyone of you are familiar with Weather Channel, of course, and you're familiar with a little fellow there by the name of Jim Cantori, if Jim Cantori shows up in your town, you better get the heck out of there. That boy always likes to be a ground zero for whatever's about to go down weather-wise. So, yeah, just leave. You know, give him the keys to your house, say, here you go, knock yourself out, help yourself to anything inside, because it'll all be blown away or wiped out of existence anyway, so. And how many people have done that with him? He used to have a, he got it from the Army surplus. He used to have this, it was a floatable, it was like a bus. The thing was huge, but it could actually float. So if there was flooding or something like that, this thing wouldn't be affected by it. It was really crazy. Where are we at? Just shy. Fine, Richie. Good to have you here, Richie. Thanks for stopping in, man. You need to improve your Explorer's Guild rank. The Grays find you. What do you think? You think I'm like Chuck Norris or something? You don't find the Graves. The Graves find him. And offer themselves to him. Yes, right. That's about it. He's been to my town. Yeah, well, if he's been to your town, I'm surprised your town still exists. Let's just put it there. At least part of your town must have been destroyed in some catastrophe. Yeah, Vanderlof Waffle House has 2 semi-rigs they can drive in and feed people during an emergency. See, now that doesn't surprise me, and, you know, kudos to them, man. That's actually helping people, you know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Going too far north. Go back south. We're going to turn around in a moment and take a look and see how far away from our ship we are. Or it claims we are. We've been on this planet for about 20 minutes. 20 to 25 minutes so far. Moon. I'll get it right one of these days. There we go. Back to the east. Yeah, there we go. That's the abandoned place. Where's our ship? Good. Actually, we're doing pretty good because the ship is on the other side of that abandoned building. The abandoned building supposedly is an hour behind us, and we haven't been running an hour. So that tells you how great it is to use these moons to do this stuff. Most of the trees don't exist anymore. See? There you go. There you go. Proving my point. Grew up in hurricane country. Yeah, that's where I was. I lived in Florida for many years. Myself. And for many years, we didn't get hit by anything. Everything used to be, the joke used to be, since we lived close to the Space Center, the joke was that we just made them and shipped them out. You know, they would form off the coast and they'd head over to another state and slam into them. Form off the coast, go out into the ocean someplace. And then that one year, that fateful year, 2004, man, got hit by, what, 6 hurricanes, 7 hurricanes? I don't even know. I think we got hit by one twice. 3 times if you want to be specific. Ivan hit us 3 times. Hit the panhandle, slammed into it, moved its way inland. It turned into a low-pressure system, went off into the ocean, curled back around, turned into a tropical depression, then into a tropical storm, went across the peninsula of Florida as a tropical storm, and then went up and hit the panhandle again as another tropical storm. It was like, are you kidding me? So that was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, zigzag back and forth. I remember that too. We let me see. We got hit by. We didn't get hit by Ivan because we were, like I said, we were on the Space Coast. Francis and Jean. That's who we got hit by. And the funny part is Francis formed, then Jean, and Jean was out a little ways. Then Francis stalled. Jean looks like it was going out into the ocean, and then it turned around and started coming right back up the coast and hit us first. And then 2 weeks later, we got hit by Francis in about the exact same spot. Insurance companies didn't know what the heck to do. They were just like, they were going to set up camp right outside your house at that point and just wait. All right, let me give you another check. All right, let me give you another check. And it was very shortly thereafter, like, we ain't covering anybody anymore. You got to get out of Florida. Okay, everybody abandoned Florida. Let's go someplace else. We listened. We rebuilt our home because it was damaged and destroyed, and we moved to Kentucky. So that's where we are now. So I'm a transplant. I am not a native, but I've been up here for almost 20 years. So funny part is if any of you know Survival Bob, I got to pass through his town every single time I want to visit my parents in Florida. So I actually wave out the window at the town as I'm passing through. I know he doesn't see me, but I think it's just funny anyway. Hey, I waved when I went past. Did you see me? That's always the best part. Yeah, Valdosta, correct. It's that Russian city in the middle of Georgia. It's like, what in the world? Actually had a problem. We had to actually stop in Valdosta one time. We had a problem with our vehicle. Last trip we made with our minivan. That was the last trip it really did it in. We hit a pothole in Tennessee that we're actually, I think, in Georgia, and it really did a number to our alignment and everything like that. Really did some work to it. So glad we don't get tropical storms here in Ohio, but I really feel those who suffer through that. Yeah, but in Ohio, we're the what do you call it? The tornado alley is starting to shift here in the middle states here, Midwest as we call it. And yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that instead now, and these hot heat waves and stuff like that. I don't mind it, but I love the change of seasons, and I do prefer that over the oppressive, humid heat in Florida. Any day of the week. Yeah, it's just, I'll take a cold winter once in a while. We can survive that. Where are you in Ohio? I'm 20 minutes from Dayton. Now, see, I've done a lot of time there, one thumb over in Dayton, okay? Familiar with the arena over there. What is it? Nutter Center. The Nutter Center. Been there many, many times. Concerts and what have you there. Conventions, you name it. Been to Patterson Air Force Base. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun, actually. I don't mind doing that because I'm kind of into the airplanes a little bit. So seeing like the SR-71 and the U-2 and stuff like that, really cool. Really cool place. I know Dayton may not be like the the capital, the most greatest town to visit, but still gives you a rough idea. Closer up to Cleveland. Daughter lives near Cincinnati. Yeah, there you are. Got some friends of ours that live in the Cincinnati area. Actually, funny enough, my oldest daughter, is marrying a guy from Cincinnati, so. We've known the family for a long time, though, so he's cool. He passes the test. Respectful kid, very good. He has my approval. Whatever. You get it. Logan's release a patch. My game just updated. Yeah, it's a small patch. It looks like it's a big patch, but they updated, like, they fixed 3 things, so it's, yeah, that's all that is, Scott. Fairborn? Yeah. Yep. You do see a tornado or two? Yeah, well. Yeah, Kentucky's had its fair share, man. They just had that one a few months ago, not even that long ago. I think it was about a month ago down south of here from where I live. Really, they could actually, you could see that it was a F3, I think, F3, F4, and EF3, EF4, I should say it right. And man, you could see the path it took from space. It was so devastating. So, I don't know. I think they should have recategorized that one a 5 just by what it ate. Keep getting hail? Yeah. I know, man. Hail is another thing. I don't mind the pea-sized hail. That's just fun. You go out and you look at it and everything like that. Like, oh, isn't that cute? It's when it turns into, like, nickel-sized or bigger, then you got problems. Then it's like, all right, what did it break? What did it damage? We got hit by one of those about a year and a half, 2 years after us moving in here. And it did some number. we have a little bit of vinyl siding on our house. Our house is mostly, it's concrete block with a brick facing, so it's really thick, especially the main floor. But it does have some vinyl siding here and there on it, and the vinyl siding had holes in it. And the roof got really knocked out of shape, so we had to end up refinancing and putting a new roof on and stuff. Pain in the neck. Hey, Gunboat Willie, good to have you, my friend. How you feeling, man? You doing all right? It's good to see you, buddy. Few tornadoes where I lived in Ottawa, Ontario. Yeah, I know. I've been hearing about that. Some tornadoes have been up there too. So, see, I like you so much, Gunboat, that I automatically have it pop in, so it tells you, you know, hey, look, check out Gunboat Willie's channel. Got you covered, man. Right there, buddy. Right there. Still looking for the stupid grave, and it should have found it by now. It's a pain in the neck. Hour and a half into looking for this thing. Gotta find one, you know? Like right here. Like, what is this? What is this? It's just a crater. There's nothing in it. Not impressed. Where am I? I am too far north. Okay, we gotta go that way. Get that life support. Recharged. There we go. Now we're going a little bit better. I'm talking so much I'm not paying attention to how far north I drifted. Doing okay, found out today, did not need an operation. Oh, thank heavens, man. That's great news, dude. Fantastic. Take care of yourself, man. I don't want to hear about any operations on your heart, dude. But that's great. Excellent news. Congratulations, man. Sort of moon is a dearth of death markers. Yeah, it should have a dearth of death markers, but I don't see any death markers. Finding one would be great. Like that. And you know, it says Ancient Ruin, just like the last one we have, and it's 1,000 units away. So what did we just find, guys? Do have a hole, but it's small enough not to worry. Good, good. And keep living, man. Thanks, Elijah Rock, sir. Hey, dude, no problem. You know, caring about others is what we do. You know, us gamers need to stick together somehow. Please be a grave. Please be a grave. It's not showing up as a grave yet. Nah, we got too much crap around it. It's going to end up being, See, it says Ancient Ruin, right? So, it is an Ancient Ruin. Sadly enough. I didn't think I'd be able to see those from 1,000 units away. That's really weird. But, cool. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm going to continue on. I don't need anything from it. We just need graves. So, let's continue on. We'll drift a little bit more back to the left. A little too far south. Let's get lined back up with the equator. And this is good. We found 2 good buildings so far. So we know that there's stuff out here, but... Here's some green luck. Thank you, Starduster. Appreciate it. Where are we? Oh, we went too far north. Crying out loud. Pay attention, Paul. And now everything went blank. There is nothing out here. We're sorry. Your moon is no longer showing anything. Coming in for a landing. Let's see if it's maybe just procedural generation. See? All this stuff suddenly popped in, and it's literally that. That should have showed up much sooner. At least I think it should have. There we go. 378. Yeah, we should have landed a little bit ago, because I bet you anything that might be part of my problem. Is I'm going so quickly, the procedural generation isn't keeping up with me. So, alright. So we need to land every now and then and let it regenerate. So maybe that's what part of my problem is here. Isn't that interesting? I do know that these guys, these eggs will not show up immediately. But these things should show up, like the rusted metal deposit, should show up over 1,000 units away. You should be able to see them from very far. So I don't know why it's taking so long. Like this one just showed up and it's 250 away, and I should have seen that earlier. So maybe that's the reason why we're not finding a grave right now. So that's a problem. I'm thinking, that happens occasionally, don't call me out on it. I'm thinking maybe we need to pull in the ship and do the low level flight. See what we can find. Let's get lined up again. Stick to the ground a little bit. Isn't that interesting? All these things were not showing up until I hit the ground. Running. Hit the ground. What GPU? One time I use an RTX 3060. Not the 3070, not a TI, just the 3060. I got a pretty good deal on it a while back, so... Got that. I'm using... actually, if you look at my channel, I think under the About Me page, I give all the specs on the computer. This is not a store-bought computer. This is a hobbled-together, purchase the parts myself, and build it on my own computer. Been doing that for 30 years. I will never buy a store-bought computer unless you know, I shouldn't say never. You know, if they drop a computer in my lap and they say, hey, here's a great deal on one, yeah, maybe I'll do it. But I'd rather build it myself. I feel more accomplished by doing it myself, if you will. So, just me. You built your last fork. That's cool. It is the best way. I agree, Vapotech. Yes. Good to have you here, by the way. Not sure if I said hi to you earlier. Field of view caused that? It's possible. I have things turned down a little bit purposely. So I have everything set to enhanced right now. I could go ultra if I wanted to and it would be perfectly fine. The problem is it really uses up a whole lot more GPU. And when you're streaming and stuff like that, I like to keep that a little bit low. So I just set everything to enhanced for now. And that's just that part as far as the settings are concerned. What you're talking about, I think, is under general. Where did it go? It's in here someplace. Hang on. Camera. Maybe it's camera? Yeah, camera. So I've got the field of view set to pretty much maximum. I want to see everything. I want to see everything. So that's why I do that. These are all set to normal and eye level and all that other crap. So, you know, that's pretty much it. I hate the head bob thing. I mean, even in Minecraft, I turn that bob thing off. It just drives me nuts. I don't want to see my character doing this as I'm going through stuff. So... Try 90. So on foot field of view. Let's try it. Doesn't hurt any. See what it did? It zoomed in my character a little bit. So I don't know if that really makes a difference. The 120, it pulls you back behind your character further. And you can see more around them. So I don't know if it really is going to affect what I can see in the distance. I think it just has to do with your viewpoint from your character perspective. Your camera to the character perspective, I think, is what we're looking at here. Okay, so nothing, right? Let's land, take another look, and wait. And you see the grass slowly populating in. And I don't see anything else yet. Okay. Just trying that to see if anything shows up. We got the hydrogen over there. Nothing. Okay. Get another puff. Go. The eggs are there. Like I said, the eggs shouldn't show up too close. Same thing with the hazardous plants. But the cobalt at 350 is very annoying. You should be seeing those things from much further out. And it makes me wonder, like I said, if I got a problem here or not. So, that may be the reason why I'm not finding anything. So, yeah. I'm not sure if that does anything. I think I've got a freighter coming up if I see it correctly. So I'm going to go back, all the way back. Yeah, we got a freighter coming up right on the equator. A freighter on the equator. Yes, I said that, darn it. You're like a jackwagon for that one. So that's a pretty good find. Some crystals are always cool. How's my inventory look? Shh. Ah, for crying out loud. Just as I'm about to take aim at that. Sentinel shows up. Hi there. What you up to, dude? You gonna shoot my rocks? How dare you? Alright, here we go. Up and over. Just feel like doing it. What milestone did I just accomplish? Yay! 100,000 steps! Yay! That's awesome. I don't know if I'm really happy about that, to be honest with you. 100,000 steps of failure! Nah, we haven't really failed. I mean, just finding one more grave is really what we need. And by gum, we should be finding one at this point. It's really, really weird. First person? I thought I had that set. There we go. I always like to set things to toggle keys. I always wanted to do a playthrough in this mode, in first-person mode, do the whole playthrough through it, and do it like in a story-style mode. I find myself on this planet. I have no idea what's going on. My suit keeps talking to me. Things like that. Do it like in a weird story-type situation. And then at the very, very end, reveal the character. And, you know, in between episodes, obviously switch over to like the weird mask of some sort, like a bug face or something like that, and then people kind of freak out a little bit. I think that would be a pretty neat storyline, but it would take a lot to do one of those. You'll regret that later. No. I have a funny feeling. I just think something is missing here, because we should be seeing something. I like the weapon. It's pretty cool. And buildings are showing up, so obviously that's not a problem. Let me get another running start here. Hey, does the other thing still work? That quick running thing that you can do? Forget how that works. Done it a few times, but I don't think I've done it in quite a long time. Do it using Shatner's voice. That would be fun to do. I'm not sure if I can maintain his voice for too long. I can do a little bit of his voice at times. Inflections. I don't know if I can do his voice. I could do the inflections. Like, I don't know what we're doing here at this time. And he does that weird pause in between words that it's like, what are you doing there? You know, that makes no sense to me. Over dramatic. It's over dramatic voice. Spock. Set phasers. For stun. Would you just get it over with already? Set phasers. For stun. Why didn't you just say that? Oh my gosh, the pause. You're killing me here, Captain. Reload running? Why should I reload my running? Is there a way to reload running? Do you like recharge your feet or something? I don't understand that. You take your heels off, put them back on? How's that work? Where am I anyway? I am way too far north. We need to go that way. Let's go that way. Okay, back to first person. That's just getting annoying. I don't mind playing first person, I'll be honest. It's okay, but I like to know where my character is and where all the bullets are flying from the Sentinels. Yeah, I drifted way too far north in all our experimentations here. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that's what I think it was. And you can haul butt. The problem is that you got to be prepared for the fact that you could hurt your character as well. So there's the observatory. Okay, I didn't know there was an observatory that we missed. That's interesting. Alright. And it has to be done in first person. And it was this. And it was the thrust, like when you're trying to hit something. And let me think here. No, that wasn't the jetpack. It was run, thrust, run, thrust, run, thrust. No, I don't think it's working for me here. Maybe it was after that. No, that wasn't either.
Life support power.
No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it either. I'll figure it out one of these days. Where are we in relation? I haven't even looked in a little bit here. We need to stop for just a second and take a look around. Alright. Oh, we're still on the equator. Go figure. Oh, I see what you mean by reloading. Oh, no, it's a sentinel weapon. That's a sentinel weapon. We picked it up at an encampment when we were getting a sentinel ship. So, that's all that is. That's not what I was trying to do. Alright, another quick look around. Still nothing in the distance. Stuff. It's really, really odd, because that's what makes me think that maybe something's wrong. We could try a reload. I could pull my ship in. Let's go a little bit further. Now, like I said, I may be thinking of even pulling in my ship anyway and just doing a low-level search on the equator. Because if the theory is correct that they're going to be right around the equator, then maybe our ship will be able to pick it up. So how far away is the ship? It doesn't say. I can't see it with all the other stuff. So I'll pull it in. Now it's just a moment away. Yeah, I kind of like it. Sentinel camp, 128,000 damage. Nice, nice. What's up with you? You got a chip on your shoulder again, buddy? Okay, so let's do this. We got that building behind us. And let's just go forward. See what we find. I'm going to go ahead and do scans, because if we do have buildings out there, we might be able to find them. We're going to look really closely, and we're going to try to stay as close to the equator as possible. Hence, I'm going to stay in this mode here and watch for any icons that pop up that are that little atlas icon indicating a grave. See what we can find. Help me out here. We are dead center on the equator, too. We'll keep it low. See, we're not really going very fast. We're going faster than our feet would go or a jetpack, but not much faster. So if you see something and I miss it somehow because I'm glancing over or something like that, definitely call me out on it, because I can stop immediately and backtrack. And you guys only have about a delay of about 5 seconds for the most part, from the point at which I'm saying this to the point at which you're hearing it. Come on now. Okay, we're drifting a little too far north. Let's drift to the south just a touch. There we go. That's better. One grave. One glyph. Still not seeing anything. You all got your eyes plastered to the screen too. I see you. Okay, so we're flying fast enough, or slow enough, if you will, that things are showing up on our display. And you can see the hazardous plants are dropping in, so that's not an issue. Okay, a little too far south. Let's drop to the left a little bit. I think doing about 20 is about right. Oh, Streamlabs is just going nuts here today. Okay, so we got that showing up. You see how far away they are to show up. So that's what makes this a little bit more difficult. So if you're trying to find graves, it makes it a little bit harder to find that way.
Warning. Threat detected.
Use your Atlas staff mainly? Yeah, I don't mind using the staffs. I mean, unfortunately, some of my staffs just don't have the arrangement of supercharged slots that I like. So like this, obviously this save, there's not much to it, you know. But on my main save, I have one that has a, you know, quad 4 right in that nice pattern that we all like to see. I really wish there was another way to find a glyph. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep looking for this whole episode that we're playing right now live. And if at the end we can't find it still, we're just going to call it, and I'm going to go through the center and say that we had to give up at 3, that we just could not find another glyph. Now, someone told me that if you do, as far as portal, and I haven't yet to test this theory, but as far as a portal address is concerned, I've always been told to use all sunsets, the very first glyph. And that'll get you about a 5,000 light year run. None of those are what we're looking for. 5,000 light year run towards the center. You'll be at the 5,000 mark. You just got to get to about 3,000 to get to the center. But they said if you change that last glyph, this was in a comment on one of my videos, to something else, and I forget what it is, you'll actually get even closer to the center. I just don't know what that is. Is it the Dragonfly, Ed? And was it you that made that comment? Because I'd love to try that. I don't know if the Dragonfly is one of the next glyphs or not. I ran into a plant. Imagine. Your ship is destroyed. You ran into a plant. Easily resolved. Problem solved. I'll take a look around while we're here. Observatory is an hour behind me now. Okay, I don't see anything. On we go. Slow it down, slow it down. Too fast, way too fast. Anything that shows up at this speed will just zip right past us before we have an idea of what it was. It was you, Ed? That's fantastic. Thank you, buddy. I'm going to try the Dragonfly. Again, I don't know if that's a second or third icon, and if we have it available to us here, and if we do, I'd like to try it. But if it's one of the later ones, like if it's like number 14 or something like that, well, okay, I'm going to have to try it on one of my regular saves. And if we have time, we'll do that here. Now, Jason states he has a new No Man's Sky challenge he's doing Friday. Now, I don't know if it's the one that I told you all about or not. If it is, I get full credit for it, so to Jason. But we shall see. Come on, a little quicker, a little quicker. I'm hitting the button. You need to go faster. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, now if we had ran this, we may not have run into anything. What I might do is I might land anyway. And just take a look around. A little bit drifted too far south. Let's bring it back to the north. Okay. Alright. Let's land again and take a look. We're going to have to recharge our thrusters here in a minute anyway. It's the first glyph in the second row, so maybe not. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do it on the save, but that's okay. I'm going to back up away from this dude while he blows his top. Yeah, so far nothing. We got... Yeah, good. Perfect.
Recharge.
There we go. Six months ago, I found an A-class Atlantid gun. Upgraded S-class and all 4 S6 slots. Good. I posted it at the No Man's Sky Exchange. Good. Got over 90,000 views. I call it the Black Widow. Yeah, indeed. You'll kill anything with that. I don't know. I mean, I know Zane, Zane's World, you guys probably know him too. Zane has done a lot of research on a lot of these things and how much damage they put out and which actual multi-tool does the most damage. And I've been told, I don't know how true this is, but I've been told that the Sentinel multi-tool does more damage output than even the Atlantid multi-tool. And I was always looking for an Atlantid one that I could get, but never could find myself an S-class one or one with the right slots. So I might check that out. I always like to find that one myself. Never could. Never could find one that I wanted on my own. So I end up having to use that coordinate exchange all the time. Sentinel staff are tied with max damage bonus. Yeah, and I'm not sure which staff. You mean any staff or Atlas staff or just any staff at all? Max damage bonus. That's what it was called. Seriously. Yes. Is anyone else watching the screen? I'm trying to keep an eye open for a grave, but here, let me land here again, take another look. Nothing. Nary a building. Because I'm really hoping that we could find at least a building. I'm stuck in a glitch there. That takes in a minute. There we go. Oh, yeah, the runic laser is the key to its power. You're talking about the Atlantid multi-tool, or you're talking the Sentinel? Because those lasers are fantastic on those Sentinel multi-tools, man. I agree. That just makes it worth it every time to get one of those. Too far north. Let's go a little further south. I keep scanning in case we run into a building along the way. It may or may not work, but we're not finding anything right now. Maybe our next thing we need to look for is maybe a paradise planet or something. Though I think I've been told that the worse the planet, the more chance there is of finding a grave on it. Anybody know that theory? Double mining beams, only at last side. The staff gets both. Got it. You get both and full upgrades. They're unstoppable. Yeah, that's true. I agree wholeheartedly with that one. Okay. Alright, we're heading south again. A little souther. Souther? Souther. Let's just say call it souther. I make up words. What can you say? There we go. Unlike Jason, I don't drink any fancy sodas while I'm streaming. Yeah, I remember you saying that too, but that's why I thought maybe a airless planet, or airless moon in this case, pardon me, would have more chance of finding them. No idea where that came from. Sorry about that. Oh, it must be that frog that you said, you know, the frog of luck or whatever. Yeah, it got caught in my throat there. Could explain a lot. Take another look. Nope. I don't know, guys. This is not turning out as good as I was hoping. I figured, you know, the chances of me finding at least one grave on this stinking planet.
Warning. Threat detected.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yep. Still nothing. Oh well. It kind of stinks, man. Kind of makes for a boring time here. I really would love to end this and get where we need to go, but I thought I saw something, but no, that's all it was. Yeah, never mind. That's interesting. Yeah. I thought about that. It's when you're not looking for them, they show up everywhere. Yeah, I know. I guarantee if I do the speed run, I'll find glyphs everywhere. I'll find graves all over the place. It could be because of the nature of this being a permadeath run that you're finding them less often, because the graves also give you an upgrade, so that may be the reason why. So less resources, by telling it less resources, maybe that's a reason? I don't know. You're never bored, dear. You're never bored. Which plan are you approving of? Was that reverse? I know, right? That's hilarious. Sometimes if you run into something, it'll back you up real quick, so I decided to take advantage of it. That was pretty good. Warfrat, which plan are you talking about here? Watch KG Gaming land on a fungal planet, jump out of a starship on a grave in 6 steps. The dead pirate plan? I guess there's no harm in trying. Where's he at? Yeah, he's gone at the moment. We'll keep an eye open for him. Let's go just a little bit longer, and then if we show up a pirate again, we'll go ahead and go after him. A spaceship U-turn? Slow down, too fast. Yeah, every time I see something, though, I keep going back because I'm not sure whether I saw anything or not. It's shelter, it says this time. 15 minutes away. Now, wait a second. There was no shelter there. Let's head over there for just a second here. I'm just going to keep flying into the ground here, guys. Hold on. There we go. All right. When did we see a shelter? Now it says 6 minutes away. I'm going to keep going. We're going to fly over to this thing as hard as we can. it's getting further away? Alright. I don't mind. We're going to see if we can get a pirate to show up anyway. Because that's strange all by itself, you know? That the observatory I saw earlier has turned into a shelter. We've been scanning like crazy looking for abandoned buildings and stuff. So where did this guy come from? Where'd he go? And now it's turned into a minor settlement. So, what the heck is this? That's an observatory, not a minor settlement. We all know this. What is going on? That's crazy. Sentinel pillar? Yeah, I know. Who knows? Yeah, it says it's an observatory, and that says it's a minor settlement at 98 units away. Alright, let me do something here. So, that got rid of it, as I expected it would. Another bug from the latest update? Yeah. The latest bug fix has introduced more bugs into our update. Yeah, I know. Alright, let's try what you guys just said. Let's just check another planet real quick. So, this is a moon. Where's my planet that we are orbiting? It's over here, I think. There you go. How bad a planet? Fungal mold? Let's hit it. What is Sean Mooring doing? I don't know. And I don't blame him completely. I mean, he has other people programming as well, man. I don't think it's just him. Yes, I know. Okay. Now, of course, if I do see a grave here, I'm going to just be really pissed off.
Toxic protection falling.
There. Almost my own grave. That's basically what it was. What in the world? That guy just took... he took off out of the inside of the planet. Freaking awesome, man. That was pretty cool. Job security. Yeah, look at that. And now it's turning. That's kind of crazy. Can we land? No? I always wondered. Been wanting to try that. Okay, we got a landing pad there. We know that graves like to be around landing pads.
Technology recharge.
Worms coming out of the ocean? Yeah, I tell you what. I know. I was going to laugh too if I found one right away. It would have been freaking awesome and pissed me off at the same time. So I don't know how that would have worked. Sorry, I thought I saw something on my radar when I crossed over. Take a look. Well, Gary, that's okay. I didn't forget I was streaming. Only you forgot I was streaming. Shame on you, Gary. It's okay, man. You haven't missed anything. A lot of boring traveling looking for graves. Maybe we need to find a different planet, huh? Something extremely toxic. Let's take a look, shall we? Alright, what do we got out here? There's you, and everything else is on the other side of you. Okay. And I think that's the moon we came from. No, that's the icy moon. Icy planet, pardon me. Let's go past. Get out from behind this guy. Oh, it did. Oh, well, that's good to know, seriously. So it did fix your freighter colors. I'll take a look. Not seeing anything here. Alright. I like being able to do that once in a while. If anything, we can get a couple extra crystals out of it, but let's just take a look at the planet real quick. This is nothing much of a planet, by the way, but who knows what we'll find. I love the floaty dot. Let's bring her in. It's like we got a storm going on. Most of these dissonant worlds would just be gravity. But we'll find out. Let's see. Let me go over here. Wow, this is kind of not where I want to be. Hold on. Alright, this looks alright. This looks okay. Oh, that's what that was. That's hilarious.
Storm clearing.
Bear with me just a second. Checking something out real quick here. Wow. There we go. Making sure everything's okay. It said storm clearing, so I don't know what kind of storm it was, but... yeah, we'll get some Atlantidium. Why not? You know what we should get? We should get some dihydrogen, too, because sooner or later we're going to have to open up a portal. So let's go ahead and grab that while we're here. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Now, what do we got? Nothing there. There's our ship and something flying through the air. Okay, great. I don't see anything that looks like what we're looking for. We have some harmonic scrap right over here. I don't mind checking that out real quick. Kind of an odd thing to find in the middle of all this. Oh, Pugnium. I'll take it. I don't want to go through all the registers on this. There's another one right here. Ah, we got poop. I don't need poop. I had enough of that last week, thank you. Alright, one more check. I don't see anything. Okay. Too long now. Love it. Rocks floating up. Quit to desktop icon. The gravestone marker icon. These type of planets I find my best sentinel ships. Yeah, those especially. I hear you. I hear you, carbon based. Yeah, there you go. Harmonic Scrapsworth is wrong kind of grave. I know. Stop. It is a grave though. You got a good point. I'll give you that. I want to try something real quick here. See if I can piss these guys off. What kind of system are we in anyway? Hold on. Alright, it's Corvax. Alright. Because I really don't like these big, huge, long, you know, these big systems like this. This is... Let's see if we can call in some sentinels.
Hostile scan detected.
Wow. Those are some wussy,
Warning. Threat detected.
just a mirror. Oop. Hi, how you doing? Not doing anything. It actually worked. That's hilarious. I wondered about that. That's pretty cool. Alright, well, that was interesting. Interesting little test. Take a look around. I don't think we're going to find graves here. And if we do, probably wouldn't even be able to see it. Alright. Cool. Out we go. Alright. Why don't we just try a different system, just for grins and giggles. We're going to try to choose a system that has some nasty planets on it. Yep, they got some moons here. Let's check it out. Actually, it looks like they have a bunch of moons. And let's see what we end up with. Wow, we've been doing this for 2 hours looking for one grave. This is ridiculous, man. Unknown planet right in front of us. Abandoned. What kind of system is this? Okay, we got a Gex system. Okay, what kind of planets? That's a moon. Gamma, uranium. Okay, great. Might be able to catch that one. I've got a planet there. Also Gamma. Anything behind me besides the space station? Alright. And there's another moon right there. Okay. I guess everything likes to be Gamma right in this system here. There's one more right on the other side of this guy, so let me check it out. What happened? Where's there a ship? Yeah, I don't see it. That was weird. The Moonraker. Yeah, really, right? Ah, there you are. So we had 3 moons in this system. Oh, for crying out loud. I hate when that happens. Toxic. So there's our planet, that one down there. That one had that moon over here. And it has a second moon all the way up there, which I can't quite make it out from here, so we got to go a little further out. Lots of moons here. This is a very odd system. Let's get out past the rings, too, just to play it safe. Let's see if that's enough. Yep, unknown moon. Lots of moons. Alright, so what do you think of that one? Activated copper and aggressive sentinels. Do you think we'll find a grave there? You know I gotta check this planet out first, though, obviously. Well, it's definitely toxic and aggressive sentinels. If there's gonna be graves anywhere, it'll be there. Plus we can get a nice sentinel battle going on, so let's see what happens. I'm just gonna go ahead and land real quick. Nice try. Largest planet. Yeah, that's not what I was hoping for. Alright, so I'm not seeing anything here. So we can check that one planet out up there, that one moon, and we can see what we can find there. But we're going to have some fun if we do. Wrong button. What do we got over here? We're going to need that. Put that in my ship. This can go on the ship. Just put it all over. All right. Now, we don't have any toxic protection, right? Anyway, a lot of crap in the ship. Yeah, we don't have anything that's toxic protection. These are all Starship shield modules. So we'll be hard-pressed on it. Maybe we can find a... Well, we can't go into any buildings. Fugitive, right? We'd have to find a cave. Okay. Cave I can deal with. I think it's that one. Let me just head out of here. Okay.
Technology recharge.
Is that the one? That's the one. Alright. Let's give it a shot. I don't have a very powerful multi-tool, as you guys know. This one's just going to have to do. It's got okay in it. It's halfway decent damage, but it's not great. Again, I'm not allowed to go into any buildings, so I'm going to have to find myself a cave. You know what? Let me go to the light side of the planet real quick.
Extreme toxicity detected.
There we go. Alright, now I can see where we're going. It's gonna be a tough one, man. Okay. Now, cave. At least it looks like we have caves. There's one right there. Let's head over. Alright, that'll work. That'll work. It's actually a little campsite. That's fine. Obnoxious moon. Here come the announcements. Got a lot of gravitino balls.
Protection falling.
But we're going to need the cave to protect us from the toxicity. The toxicity is extreme, as you can see. There we go. Oh, that doesn't even count that as being protection. Isn't that crazy? I thought this was a good cave. Stop that.
Extreme toxicity detected.
Okay, taking a look around. You know, I think we could have flown this ship in here. What do you think? I'm gonna try it.
Extreme toxicity detected.
Look how fast it's dropping.
Toxic protection falling.
Okay, hold on. Let's try this. It may not let me. Whoop, slow down. Alright, that worked. Not bad. Alright, there we go. So, we're going to angle it so we know which way is out. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. So we're protected in here. Right? Yes, we are.
Toxic protection falling.
Can't believe my toxic protection is falling, but we do have a cave there. And a cave up there.
Toxic protection stabilizing. Extreme toxicity detected. Toxic protection stabilizing.
Okay, so is this a crazy enough planet for you? Will that do? Now, I don't see any grays. We could fly across the planet, but you know, what we really need to do is, I guess, fly across the planet. I really need to find someplace better than this.
Extreme toxicity
Alright,
detected.
we'll try it. Got a bad feeling about this. Gotta go the Star Wars method there. Yeah, alright, there we go. There's something out there. Alright. That may not be the best place to go. Let's do a scan. Let me see if we can find something else. And I noticed that the sentinels aren't just popping up, so it must have to do with the gravitino balls. And I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. Would you stop that and go? Thank you. See if there's anything around. Because I don't think they're going to show up until we attack something.
Technology recharge.
Yeah, nothing.
Toxic protection falling.
Except for that. Yeah. Gosh, this is a nasty place, man. Oh, never mind. Somebody found me. You didn't have a chance to call anybody in, so that's a good thing. Let's just keep looking. I want to find a better place to fight these guys. If I'm going to fight them, I want to fight them on my own ground. On my own terms, I should say. There's another building. We don't need the building itself, but buildings tend to have nice caves near them. So I'm going to stick with that idea. Yeah, like this. Yeah, there's a cave. That's better. And narrow, too. I can handle that, and we can make ourselves a little bit of a... Where in the world are you landing? Whatever. And we'll see what we can do here. Some beats down here. Goes down fast. Mm-hmm. There we go. Okay, so we have ourselves
Toxic protection falling.
decent cave. But what we're going to have to do is probably make some kind of protective area that we can go into that we can hide from the sentinels when we need to in order to recharge and make ourselves feel a little better. Okay. Okay, I think we got enough. I went the wrong way. I'm still going the wrong way. I'm in the wrong way. There we go. Right way. Back out the other way. Alright, guys. Hi, how you doing? Can't see me, huh?
Warning. Sentinel drones activated.
So, we want to take care of these guys and get them off my back.
Extreme toxicity detected.
Hi there.
Toxic protection falling.
I don't want to shoot that guy up there. Do you see him? I don't want to hit that guy by accident. So this is going to be tough to fight him from inside a cave, but we're going to do the best we can.
Sentinel combat unit deployed.
Okay. Can't get a clear shot. Okay, good. Yeah, I know. I can't build a Minotaur right now, guys.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Jeez, we weren't even in the middle of a storm. I'm gonna get rid of these guys because they're gonna get in the way. Alright, good.
Extreme toxicity
Alright. Now, if I can draw them in further, that'll be great, because their barrels will drop in here, and I don't have to worry about it as much.
Warning. Elite Sentinel Force.
Yeah, let's get these guys first, since the healers are occupied. Okay, that worked. Now we should have... what do you call it? The quad should be around here somewhere, shouldn't it? Don't tell me they broke this. Oh, that's him. So the quad's up there. Let's see if I can make a path for it to get down here, because I really need to fight it, and I don't want to go out into that weather. I don't think I have a choice.
Toxic protection falling. Toxic protection falling.
Oh, there he is.
Protection falling.
Ow.
Toxic protection stabilizing.
Where'd he go? Come on. I'm gonna make a hole, and he's gonna drop right down on my head or something, right? Come on, buddy. Over here. Oh, crap. What in the world?
Toxic protection stabilizing.
There he is. Hi. Well, this guy's a little quicker than most. I'm gonna get hurt here soon. Where's the green? There it is.
Toxic protection falling.
Where'd he go? Oh, great. He's in my tunnel.
Toxic protection falling.
This is crazy. Sorry, guys. I can't chat really quick right now.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Crap. Alright. So he's back over there. Ooh, I got a barrel.
Extreme night toxicity detected.
I gotta take care of this guy. He's pissing me off.
Extreme night toxicity detected. Toxic protection.
Oh, no, you don't. You don't use my own ship for cover, dude.
Toxic protection. Falling.
Can't go inside. There he is.
Shield down.
I win. But I may have to fight him again.
Toxins detected.
So this could be it right here, guys.
Toxic protection. Stabilizing.
Alright, there we go. Let's see what got damaged. Everything. That's great. They're not too bad. I got wiring looms. I can fix these.
Component repaired. Component repaired.
We do want to fix that too.
Component repaired.
There we go.
Critical damage.
Uh-oh. Crap.
Extreme night toxicity detected.
Oh, now we got animals chasing me too. Isn't that great?
Toxic protection. Falling.
Cave. Over there. I like that. Nope. Wrong way.
Toxic protection. Falling. Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
That was close, man. Hey, Sonny, good to have you here. We must have been raided. I must have missed that. Sorry, guys. Thanks for joining me. Jason, I see you. One glyph left. Yeah, well, everybody keeps telling me to go to these dangerous planets and find glyphs, so... Ooh, who did that?
Toxicity detected. Toxic protection. Falling.
Oh, that's who did it. Must be the big guy. Oh, we got another dog? And I need to take you out. Nope, 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 nope.
Toxic protection. Falling. Toxic protection. Falling. Toxic protection. Falling. Toxic damage detected. Shield down.
Here we go. Yeah, I'd have one left, Jason, but I don't think we're gonna make it.
Toxicity levels critical.
Should be climbing, right?
Toxic protection. Stabilizing.
There we go. 2 hearts left, guys. Shouldn't it be climbing? Yeah, okay, we're in a good spot. Yeah. We're not going to be able to fight these guys, man. There ain't no way. Wow, 2 dogs, a Minotaur, tall robot. We've got the healers are still out there. Call-in unit, at least have one more call-in unit out there. Got animals attacking me because they got hit on the side. So, yeah, I have a funny feeling we're going to have to call this one what it is and just move on. If we could just find a stinking glyph, it would be great, man. But it ain't happening. I can call in my ship if I can get the timer to kick in. But you notice that the timer is not kicking in? For some reason? I'm far enough away from these guys that they shouldn't be following me. There it is. At least I think so. Oh crap, they really did catch up to me? Well, great. Alright. Let's go find another cave real quick.
Extreme night toxicity detected.
At least my jetpack's still working. Is that an archive? Huh. That's interesting. But I'm not getting a timer. Why am I not getting a timer? Alright.
Toxic protection falling.
We're going to keep going for a little bit. I know my toxic protection's falling.
Toxic protection falling. Technology recharge.
I need some more sodium probably too. Can't use the archive. But yeah, the timer's not going and these guys are nowhere near me. Look how far away these guys are. So there's a glitch for you.
Toxic protection falling.
And the reason I'm excited about the archive...
Weather warning. Incoming
Oh,
storm.
crap. Whose idea was this? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I don't see any.
Toxic protection falling.
Yeah, I think this is where we die.
Toxic protection falling.
No, not there. Why doesn't it go there? It should go straight to my toxic protection, the one that's dropping, not my 100% health. There we go. I think.
Toxic protection falling. Technology recharge.
So, yeah, we got a glitch there. Yeah, we should probably do that. Did I kill any animals enough that I got some stuff in here? No. How bad are we here? Let me see. So my life support's okay. That's damaged too. How many do we have left? I'm not really worried about that. That's needed. Multi-tool okay. I can't call in the ship. I'm not going to be allowed to call that in. That helped. Okay. I'm thinking about putting that because the resistances are going to be really critical. And that's going to give me the toxic resistance. You notice at 28%. That's a 2. Alright. Alright, we got a lot to do here. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I might tunnel over there. See if I can get some things done. Alright. Where's ship? My famous last words. That way. Alright. Good idea about the tunneling. Thank you very much. So, while we're relaxed a little bit more, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you being here. Jason, appreciate the raid. I hope Pal World went well for you. That was really hard to say right now. Now, see, this is my regular save, my regular character. This would have been a lot easier to do. But the problem with taking my ship right now is that I would have to escape Atmo as quickly as possible and get out of the system before a Sentinel frigate lines up. Because then we have a whole nother ball of wax that we have to deal with there. So, but thank you very much for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Hit that like button before you disappear, at least in pity. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. One glyph. One glyph. That's all we need. One. Can't find it. And I keep looking around, and there ain't no glyphs anywhere around here. Storm crystals on this planet, though. That's pretty cool. But, yeah, unknown building. Whatever. And they will not calm down. Which they should have a timer that kicks in, but that is broken now, too, apparently, still. Another thing that they have broken that they can't fix. So, great idea about the tunneling. I was thinking about it, because I know I have to get back there. So we'll be dealing with that music for a while until I can get out of this place. Let's see. So, if there are graves on this planet, we can't find them. What I need to do, maybe we'll do a low-level flyover. It is a moon. We'll hit the equator, and then we'll do a low-level fly and see if we can find something. I was hoping to disable the sentinels, but you know what I just thought of. I think we have a map, don't we? See, now I feel like an idiot. We have 3 sentinel boundary maps, so we just have to find it. Ugh, that's annoying. I hate when I do stupid stuff like that. It is what it is. 5 dots? Yeah, I know. I should have done that too. Sonny, good to have you, by the way. Thanks for being here. I started realizing there were different people here, and I'm like, wait a second, what happened?
Technology recharge.
Jason's such a nice guy, isn't he? Had a whole thing planned out that I was going to give him all kinds of crap when he got here, and I was too busy getting myself, or trying to keep myself from getting killed.
Update. Storm clearing.
That was a long storm. Alright, how far away? 270? Okay. There's a light at the end of that tunnel. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Got a lot of silicone to get rid of. Sorry. Mopped off our bathroom break. You got this, man. Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, if I don't get killed in the process, but I've done a lot of stupid stuff, Jason. I have a Sentinel boundary map, and you think I could just use that and find them and shut them down. I feel like an idiot. Except it's on my ship, which is up there. And I don't know if we can... what we can do about this. We're going to see what happens. How far are we? It's literally right above my head. Can I get in the ship without digging it out?
Extreme toxicity detected.
Let's see what happens. So, we're not getting anything. Okay. I'm not being checked out for combat. Alright, so that worked. Woo! Yeah, glyph sets and sentinels are not fun, but
Navigational data received.
but now I get to play back a little bit harder and I can go ahead and shut them down.
Extreme night toxicity detected.
Wahahaha. There you are. Hi. Good to see you. Don't mind me. Just gonna turn you off now. You just heard them shut down, so to speak, right? Bye. I feel better now. Ew. Nah.
Toxic protection falling.
Alright. Much better. So that was nice. Now, did the Sentinel Walker leave a brain behind? That would have been fantastic. Because they had a Sentinel Walker here. That'll keep climbing. Keep going. 60. Keep going.
Protection falling.
No, we didn't get to 70. Alright, not bad though. Not bad. Ugh. That was a pain in the neck. Let's get in the ship for a second. Oh, that's just crazy. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, I know. Yeah, do I really need to? I mean, I've already got a ton of glass on me already, man. Yeah, let's get rid of some of this silicate powder. I don't think we need all that, do you? Yeah. Where are the others? I thought I had a bunch of them in here. Yeah, let's get some more. Can't hurt. Unclenching. Brown alert. Brown alert. Code brown. What in the world just happened?
Toxic protection falling.
All right. Any more?
Toxic protection. Falling.
Yeah, this planet really sucks. Any gravestones anywhere nearby? So, okay, let's do a low-level flyover. We'll check things out. Okay. Where is the equator? 31, so we want to head south. How far south? How far are we? I diverted my power, so... There we go. Okay.
Extreme night toxicity detected.
11, 10, 9, 8. We're going to fly through stuff. 2, 1, 6, 5. Okay, there we go. I don't know how to count. Don't worry about me. Alright. So we're at the equator. Now the good news is that we could get out of our ship anytime we want, not have anybody bug us. Bad news is, the place is still going to kill us. So we'll see how it goes. Jason, it's good to have you here. Again, thank you for the raid, man. I appreciate it. You know, obviously you got to get that bathroom break in, and I don't blame you. Supposedly, if you stick to an equator on some of these moons, you can find what you're looking for. But, you know, I don't know how true that is. Let me just see what this is. I think I can get there and back real fast. Ow. Down to 4. I don't want to kill the animal. I'm doing it for the meat. Okay, that's just a shelter. Alright.
Toxic protection. Falling.
There we go. Alright, so now we know where we are. Yeah, I know, I hit you. Appreciate it, guys. Hit that like button, like I said, when you have a second. Really appreciate it. Let's get rid of all of it. I don't need the Mordite. Let's open that up. Got one of those. Got a good amount of pugnium. I'll put that in my ship.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Life support. Okay, so we'll keep you. Obviously, you're damaged. I do have the wiring loom, so let me go ahead and fix it, because it was actually a good upgrade, so it wasn't terrible. Let me see what this gives us. Core health, shield strength. That was good. That was good. That was good. Don't need it, but we get a wiring loom out of it, so that's really handy. The weapon shards, I think we get the same thing out of these. So let me just go ahead and put them in real quick. It's the fire rate you really want. The 2% damage, 15% fire rate is really good. There's 218, 13, 115. 115 is good. We'll get rid of this one. And we'll keep this one. And I'll get rid of this one. Yeah, okay, good. Damage went up. Good. Excellent. That's what we wanted. Plus, we should have... We had the wiring loom. I'm going to put some of the stuff in my ship real quick. There we go. It's a good amount of stuff. Alright, we're in good shape now. And we're fully healed. Thank heavens. Man, that was crazy. Alright, so what we're going to do... Let me do this. We're going to come up in the air. We're going to pick a direction. Let's go east again. And we're going to stick to the equator and just try to see if we find anything. As we fly around all these plants. And we're looking for graves. Now, everybody tells me that graves are easy to find on these planets. I don't know how true that is, but we'll see what happens here. Be a good egg. I love you. Thank you, Starduster. Appreciate it. So we found ourselves this. And we got buildings along the way, so let's just keep our eyes in. And again, your guys are about 3 or 4 seconds behind me on the recording, so if you see a grave pop up on the display and I happen to miss it because I'm looking over and staring at chat, let me know. It's just a matter of going back a little ways. Alright, that's just a beacon.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I love that. I love that. Who was that? For Nevermore. Oh, that's a nice name too. I like it. I like that very much. Thank you very much for subscribing, my friend. I appreciate it. I do this. I don't know how many of you folks are familiar with me. I think a lot of you are familiar with Pal World, so you're probably watching Jason for that. For No Man's Sky, I do a lot of videos for this, a lot of playthroughs. I do a lot of how-tos and things like that, and I do it unlike Jason does this for a living, so by all means, please support Jason. I do it for the fun. I do this as a hobby. I enjoy doing it and sharing the joy of the game with people. So that's all the reason I do this for at this time. I usually stream once or twice a week. If there's special events going on, I'll stream a little bit more. But if you guys got questions or anything, throw it in the chat, throw it in the comments. I always answer chats and comments as I can. Chats are hard to keep track of when you're live, but comments, definitely. Any videos you see you got a question about it or you just want to point something out, go ahead. No problem at all. And you won't find ads on my live streams at all. I don't like to have ads up when the live streams are going. So if you're seeing ads, that's YouTube doing it to you. I'm sorry. I do dual stream on occasion. Wish you would just shut up. I know this toxic. Never mind, it's not important. I do dual stream on occasion over on Twitch. You'll get a Streamlabs update that says, hey, check me out on Twitch. Yeah, that's for drops. When they do No Man's Sky drops, you'll see me doing that. I've also been known to do other games on occasion. Not often.
Scan detected.
Stupid pirates. Give me a break already. So, yeah, that's another thing. I will do those on occasion, so check that out.
Toxic protection. Falling.
When we have that happen on occasion, by all means, check it out. The drops are enabled sometimes, but for the most part, I usually just stream on YouTube. I've always wanted to be there, and that's the place I've been going, so that's what I stick to. Alright, that's the building we saw. Okay, nothing special. What milestone be that? Oh, okay, I survived on an extreme world. Well, whatever. It wasn't fun. So we're looking for graves still, and we just need one more glyph, and we're done with this fugitive run. And we're trying to do an extreme planet here, just to see if more graves will show up. And we're trying to stick around the equator, because that's what I'm told actually works best, and it has worked a few times in the past. So we'll see what happens here. I don't usually shy away from a sentinel battle. I usually get fully involved and immersed in it. But that one was a bit tough. With the storms hitting and the toxic, ugh. That sucked, to say the least. Oh, come on, there wasn't anything there. Give me a break. So what we may do, we do have 3 glyphs already, and we promised to get 4. I may have to call this quits, because it is getting really late over on this side, too. So I may actually just go ahead and go for the center at this point, because we're not finding what we're looking for. So what do you guys think? Think we should just go for the center anyway, and just call it, and just say that we didn't quite make it, but we did? Yeah, it was really close, Miriam, I hear you. A little slower, don't you think? Yeah, I know. Tell me about it, Starduster. I should go slower, but
Toxic protection.
I'm still kind of on edge. You know, still got to change my underwear after all that. That was great. Yeah, I think it would be a relief, and I want to start something new. I've got a new challenge planned, and I think Jason knows about it too. I don't know if that's what you're doing, Jason, on Friday, if you're still here or not. I know it's a surprise, so I won't say anything more about it, but if it's anything related to what I had in mind, cool. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get out of this place, I think. I think we should go for the center. I think you're right, you have one thumb. Let's find a better planet to go to. We are in a Gex system, so that's good. We definitely want to find some place where we can get a monolith. Or thank you. Let me check something real quick. Let me pull back. So as we pull back, we see the path it's taking us. And I don't know if there is, because we've jumped quite a bit, but I'm pretty sure we haven't found a portal. We did find a portal on one planet, but it is what it is. We can't go to any space stations. We can't get any tracking devices to find what we're looking for. The best thing to do at this point would be to probably head over to this bad boy and see if we can't find a monolith. Or at least maybe one of the moons. The moons are pretty good. Let me check this moon. Hold on. Which one was this one? Gamma? Yeah, we have gamma protection with ourselves, and I think this one was the same. That was fungus. Okay, let's go to the gamma moon because we have the radiation protection. And we'll check it out. Being a smaller moon and everything like that, everything will be more compact. Hopefully we can find a monolith real quick. we'll go ahead and take it. Love it. I am off a little bit. Of course, if I find a glyph, I'll just be, you know, absolutely glad, but at the same time, I don't think we will. Alright. Let's get up in the air just a touch. We gotta find our first building so we can line up with the ley lines on this planet. Yeah, I know. Thank you. That'll work. Did we just fly right over one?
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Well, you probably did, but you'll never find it now because we're gonna throw a storm at you. No, it was a building. Okay. Alright, so we're okay. So let's keep on this track here. East direction, go figure, huh? Yeah, be quiet, you. Thing is that the monoliths usually have like a fog around them, and now that the storm is occurring, everything's got a fog around it. Let me just see if we can find ourselves a monolith. Can't see a blessed thing. We're in soup. Okay, that looks like a landing platform. Sure is. Let's go hit you. What are you? You are nothing but a little campsite. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Do we have anything on us? I don't think we have anything on us that we can discover this stuff with. Not really. Is that another landing platform? Yeah, I think so. That's interesting. Sorry, I saw this tree or something like that, and I thought, is that a monolith? But okay. Nope, just a little camp spot. Yeah, I see these like little trees and stuff out here. They almost look like they could be monoliths, but they're really not. So, okay, on our way. One of these will be what we're looking for. That way, hopefully, we can get ourselves a portal. If I can answer the question properly. I'm going to have a lot of these issues where I've scanned and I think I've seen something and it's not what I'm looking for. Okay. Come on. Stay with me here. Stop that. No going in reverse. A little campsite. We got debris, or debris as they call it. Okay, let's keep heading east. We'll find something, man. That's a landing pad, so that's not going to be what we're looking for. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Another landing pad. Great if the storm would just, like, end. Give me a break for love of all that's holy. For the love of survival, Bob, would you please just give me a break? Starting to get twitchy. Storm clearing. Come on, say those words. Say the magic words. I know you can say it. That's a freighter.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
There we go. Let me just cop a spot here real quick with my ship. I can't land on the landing pads, but I'm going to take a look around real quick. Is that what I think it is? Well, that's not going to find anything for us, but that'll find treasure, and that's about it. So that's not going to help us at all, but still pretty interesting that I happen to land right next to something like this. Alright, what do we got? I'm going to take a look around. Yeah, I know I've got first contact. Would you get off the screen? My word, you're just ticking me off now. They're doing it purposely. Sean, cop, cut it out. You gotta cut it out, Sean. Too bad you can't get anything from this, even on a Gek world. It just gives you this stuff, and that's about it. The thing is that if we can get a pointer, though, let's go knowledge of the past. If we can get a pointer in the right direction, we might be able to find a monolith on the same kind of ley line as this. So let's see what we come up with. Not interested in the treasure at this point. We got plenty of money. We should be all right. Hey, Carbon, sorry I missed you leaving, man. I hope you're still here, and if you are, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. You guys have been great. I really appreciate you sticking with me. This has been a most annoying run. Just one glyph, that's all I needed. It's just one. I don't understand why it had to be such a difficult thing. How far away is that, by the way? Alright, a minute away? Yeah, we can fly a little slower. Hey, daylight. That's a little bit better. I'm looking very carefully. Hitting things along the way. Of course, got to. Okay, so the ancient ruins right ahead. Not seeing anything else. Like gamma root. Yeah, like I don't need gamma root right now, and I'm always going to find gamma root. But put me in a middle of a speed run where I need to find croppings of that, man. Not one will show. That's how it works. All right, let's go ahead and bring a landing in. There's this is a protected area, so we won't have any elements that we have to worry about here. We can get out and have no problems. I mean, it could be a little spot storm that pops up, but probably not. Okay, I don't see anything of interest. Okay. Let's lose tons of pugnium. We'll use the pugnium this time, so that'll be fine. Let's keep heading south, and we'll check out every building along the way. That's just a building. Now we can see a little better on the daytime side, so if there is a monolith that's within eyeball range, is that a crash ship? It is a crash ship. What kind of crash ship? It is a solar ship. Let's check it out. We are not in a pirate system, so that's very odd to find a solar ship. But it could be a... Yeah, it's got the ball, so this is not an occupied ship, so that's not bad. What do we got here? Cool looking ship. Let's take a peek. Okay, so it's got those kind of wings on it. Not bad. It's kind of a blue and white pattern. That's pretty good. S-Class, are you... Oh, of course there. No, wait. S-Class? Holy crap. Yes, please. Got two supercharged slots right next to each other up here, so that's kind of nice, too. Dang. Well, that's cool. You know what we got to do, right? First things first. There's your location on this planet. So -4, and then positive 129.28, so pretty close to the equator to begin with. That's good. And then let's go into picture mode, and there's your glyphs. If you can, let's go ahead and do this real quick. There. I'll make it dark so you can see the glyphs a little clearer at the bottom left corner. So feel free to do a little snapshot of that, and you get yourself a nice S-Class solar ship on this planet. That is pretty freaking awesome. I have to admit, I've never run into an S-Class solar ship on any planet in my entire, 6 years of playing and 4,000 plus hours of playing this. This is fantastic. Yeah, well, there you go. Feel free, man. Feel free. Yeah, my own recording that I'm watching is almost a half a minute behind. Make sure you guys are live, by the way. So I can take this ship. I've got plenty of room in my inventory, so that is my ship inventory. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. Compare. We're going to claim it. We don't have to swap it. And now we have ourselves an S-Class ship. Unbelievable. Who knows what we'll get, right? An altar is inside here. You know what? I'll search the bodies thing. Okay, what do we got? A movement module. Fantastic. Like, that really helps.
Radiation protection falling.
Yeah, it's not that bad, though. Yeah, I don't think I need any of this stuff. But that's pretty cool. That's a really nice ship. Yeah, I know it's damaged. Thanks. Let's see. And I'm going to go ahead and repair it a little bit here. There you go. So you got a nice, you get a little bit of a B class, 8% shield upgrade. That's eh. You got an X class over here. 15%. That's not terrible. It's not as good as an S class one. This is a pretty decent little ship, man. The Maria. Nice. SB9 Maria. I like that. That's really cool. I'm gonna hang on to this. There we go. But we're going to come back to our ship. So pretty cool. Nice little find by accident, right? Alright. Let's continue on. We're looking for monoliths. We weren't looking for an S-class solar ship. But hey, you know, it's alright. Alright, that's just a little campground. We'll keep going. Man, if there's no storms and it's daytime, this is a great planet to find stuff on. I'm almost tempted on letting them.
Warning. Threat detected.
We were headed south. I'm just going to keep looking anyway. These are like the suckiest fighters I've ever seen in my life. There was 3 of them? Coming for you, pal. I like the music. Could be me, but I think it's a little bit different. Yeah, the weapons on this aren't really up to snuff yet. I don't have any upgrades for it. Alright, we're all done.
Hostile ships defeated.
Thank you. Got another archive. Let's come in for a landing for just a second and take a look around. I would like to know if there's a glyph nearby. Just because. Not that I can see. Do have a building over there. I'll go ahead and highlight it and we'll check it out. Need a monolith. That's not a monolith, that's a campsite. Which way are we headed? Kind of east-southeast direction? Okay, we'll just keep going. We will keep going. Okay. That's pretty neat. Challenge of fully repairing the ship. Which kind? Yeah, I know. You could probably fully repair it at some point. That's part of the challenge that I have in the new game that I'd like to play. Not the new game, the new challenge that I have is repairing a ship. Not necessarily fully, as you said, but getting all the main components repaired. That looks like a plaque. Indeed, it is. Okay, so we're on the right track now. Repairing all the main components properly and completely. You don't have to open up all the slots or anything like that. The whole point to the challenge, and I'll just go ahead and tell you now, is to just get to the center of the universe as quickly as possible. But the only twist that you're throwing into it is that it's extreme survival. And you're opening up all the recipes, so you can do it any way you want. You just can't use your starter ship. You have to find another ship. Period. No way around it. Get that ship's main components repaired, get to the center of the galaxy as quickly as you can. Look at that, another Sentinel Hive. Nice. So that's pretty cool, you know, to do it that way. And then the challenge is, it's just you time yourself. You know, you got to come up with however time you did it. My first run, you'll see what it's like. It's going to come out on Monday. You'll see that challenge come out. So, but if Jason's already done it, if he's going to do it Friday, good for him, man. I won't be able to stream this Saturday. I got too many things going on, but, you know, life happens. Is that another crash ship? No, it isn't. Okay, it's a minor settlement. All right, we're getting into the nighttime side. I really wasn't hoping we'd get there, but really hoping for a monolith. We just need a monolith. That's it. And of course, my intelligence of enough to answer the stupid question they ask. If I can keep my brains in order. That's weird. That looks like just a, yeah. Another landing area. This isn't too bad. As long as there's not a storm, this isn't too bad. I can handle this. Got to hit that button a little bit more often, because even if I find something like that and I'm heading towards it, I should probably hit it again, just in case. And now that I need a monolith, there it is, finally. Didn't even show up, I just happened to run across it. I was just about to say, now that I need one, can't find one anywhere. Alright, take a quick look, in case we just happen to come across a, you know, what do you call it, another grave, but I don't see any. Alright, up we go. Now this is a GEX system. So we should get what we need in order to open this up and find a portal. 1,000 instruments, what if? Well, okay, storm block, pulse front, okay, inside salvage, some specialty cash, luxury products. I hear a whisper. Don't understand a stinking thing you're saying. No problem. But carry on. I feel greedy, unknown faces watching my every move. So do we give 50 gold? I don't think we just take them. That wouldn't make any sense. So we have to get this right, unfortunately, guys. What do you think? Do we give some trade goods, and I happen to have 50 gold on me, I can trade. Because that's what GEX do. They're traders, right? But this is a historic monolith, so I don't know what they were like back then. Do I give nothing? Anybody? I'm asking. I need to get this. Need to get this. One thumb says trade. You guys agree? I see a lot of people popping in. No, this isn't abandoned. This is a fugitive run, still. One thumb says trade. Vicky, good to have you here, by the way. Cole's the same to you. Trade, trade. Worf says trade. Tranquilus says don't give anything. Don't do anything. Gek or Ferengi? I say give the gold. If I had gold-plated Latinum, that would be great. I will have to find another bottle if it's wrong. If I get the wrong answer, always give them something. Ah, that's a very good question there. I like that. I'm curious. I'm actually trying to look it up. I don't think anybody has anything on this one. Nope. Can't see the choices. Oh, because I'm in the way, right? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Nope, that ain't gonna work. I just hate to do this because what will happen is I might accidentally crash the game. So there's you got trade goods, take the trade goods, that is give trade, take trade only, or just give nothing. Okay, didn't crash. We're good, okay. Yeah, 4 is just leave. Wow, there is a lot of them in here. My gosh. Greedy. Yeah, greedy is, but a lot of other people are saying trade. Trade, trade, trade. It's always trade everywhere. Always give them something. All right, we're going to go with trade. Sorry, Tranquilla, if you were right, I'm not going to know. But does that mean you should be greedy, or that they are greedy, so you should give them something? I think giving something is what's important here. So we're going to go with number 1 and see what happens. Yes! It worked. Healed, blessed, and rewarded. Thank you. Got a Gek relic out of it. So all we need to do now... Nice job, guys. Thank you so much. Locate a portal. Portal located. We're on our way. It's all the way over there to the right. Okay, good deal. Fantastic. Whew. We're going to be done with this crap in a minute. Hate to put it that way. There we go. Whoop. Concentrating on my speed, and I didn't realize I was about to pass it by. Alright, here we go. And real quick, one more time, one more quick turnaround to make sure I'm not missing anything. It would be funny if there was a glyph nearby, but I don't see any. There's a building over there, but it's just a building. I saw that from above. Alright, let's see what we got to open this. Cursed Pilot Challenge. I'm going to have to check it out because that's a new one. I saw him do that, I think, one time, so I'm going to take a look at it. And that may be what, I know his name, Jason is doing. So, I should have everything I need. I'm going to use the ionized cobalt. I have cadmium and emerald. I forgot about that. Plenty of oxygen. It's cobalt, emerald, oxygen, sodium, ionized, emerald. Let's go with condensed. We got tons of that too. We got everything we need, or should. And last but not least, missed one. There we go. Okay. Okay, activate the portal. So, I'm going to do all suns. I was told if you do the dragonfly as the last symbol, it'll take you even closer to the center. I would like to check that theory out. So, let's see what happens here. Yes, yay. So will I do that, Worf? I will probably check that challenge out. I'm definitely going to take a look at it. If we do have the expedition come out next week, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping it does come out next week. It may be the week after. A lot of people think it'll be the first week of August. I think it could be next week. I'm just a hunch. They just came out with this last update for 3 little fixes, and I think they're getting ready for it. We won't know until over the weekend. I think that's when Sean would drop a glyph. No later than Monday, but we'll see what happens. Okay, first contact. So here we go. Interesting planet. A lot of these planets in the course center are going to be populated, so you're going to see a lot of these bases. They are people bases. These are people that made bases in this area, so don't be surprised. Now, if you do abandon mode, that's when it gets really fun. Check the video out I put out on Monday, because I come across one of these planets. Absolutely freaking awesome. It was really, really cool. Alright, so what is my hyperdrive like? Looks like it's doing pretty good, actually. Let's go ahead and recharge stuff.
Technology recharge.
Alright, here we go. So we're heading to the center. Galactic core. Let's get as close as we can. I think we can go about 700 light years if I remember correctly. Alright, I guess we're going to choose you because it's about the closest I can get. Everything else is cadmium and emerald drives needed. So we'll keep going with this. Expedition, you guys can speed run. Missing those. That's what my thing on Monday is about, Vicky. It's about a new type of speed run that we can do anytime we want that doesn't require an expedition. So that's what I'm hoping for. And I do miss doing speed runs. It's been a nice break. I'll be honest, I've enjoyed it. It's given me an opportunity to check out Dune Awakening, so I'm really kind of been having a great time with that. So yeah, but I hear you. I know it's been a lot more fun and more entertaining that way too. 700, 600. How far can I go? Wow, okay. Alright. So my rules for this, except for the glyphs, we're not going to get that fourth glyph. I don't know what's going on and why we can't find one, but we'll see. I will watch it. Hey, let's get rid of these guys.
Ships approaching.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Have fun storming the castle. All gone. Always a good one. Yeah, I agree, Vicky. It's time for that break to be over. You're right. Okay, how far in can we go? Let's go to you. Alright, so we have one jump, probably from here, to do to get to what's called a core world that will allow us to get to the center. We can't go to the center from here. Most likely not. We're going to find out in a minute. Your index finger. Okay, interesting name, buddy. Give him that. Let me see. Okay, where in the world are you taking me? Hold on a second. Let me try something. Okay, that's better. Nope, you're taking me on the same path. You want me to go here. So I don't know why in your world you're taking me all the way around that way. Alright. That was weird. Oh, and thank you, Streamlabs, for chiming in. I appreciate you. And folks, when you get a chance, if you could hit that like button, it really does help the channel out a lot. Want to see if we can at least hit 50 today? That'd be fantastic. Alright, so before we do anything, this galaxy has been discovered, or its system's been discovered by a guy called Booger. Isn't that fantastic? Okay. Galactic core. Hang on. It's not sending me to the galactic core, it's sending me to another planet. Okay. We'll do it. This happens sometimes. It tries to get you rearranged to get you right to the closest planet possible. And then you can go in. Okay, who discovered this system? Pioneer. Warped 40 times. Yes, indeed I did. Alright, we don't know. We're going to keep going. Now I'm going to have to recharge. Alright, looks like we're here. Alright, so we can go to the core now. So before we do, we have to recharge our hyperdrive to maximum. We have a warp hypercell for that.
Technology recharge.
We're all set. And here we go. Now you can't do it that way. I got to do it the other way. I forgot about that. Let me get the... There we go. Like that. That's the only way to do that. And... extra music, I guess we'll call it. We're musicless. That's the first time that's happened. That can't be normal. Yeah, everything went quiet. I promise you, I haven't muted the game in any way. The music is just gone. That is fantastic. Hey, appreciate that, Starduster. Thank you very much. And folks, thank you very much for hitting the like button. Really appreciate it. This run, this is, let me think, we've been on this for 3.5 hours now. So this puts this at around the 25-hour mark is how long this whole run took. Ridiculous. So No, I think it's going to be closer to 25. 27 would be pushing it. I don't know how we would have made more time. It's going to be somewhere between 24 and 25 hours at this point. It's a slow build-up. Yeah, it's kind of a different song. We're going to go to the Hilbert dimension and all that. That's galaxy number 2. For those new to No Man's Sky, there's about 250. There's 256 galaxies. You can only get to about, what is it, 254, I think it is, guys. You can't get to number 255 and 256 without knowing someone that's already in those galaxies that invite you there. So, the only way to get to those. Fade to black. Ooh. Fade back in. I don't know how many times I've actually jumped to the Hilbert dimension or to the next galaxy. I've lost track. So, several dozen times at this point. Several dozen. Euclid using the Dragonfly glyph, it took me to about 3250 light years from the center. That is much closer, actually, Ed. Thank you very much for checking that. So that's great. So you come out with this particular method, you come out at about 5,000 to 5,500, somewhere in there, and it takes you a bunch of jumps to get there. Now, if you have a smaller ship that only can go like 100 to 150 light years, it takes forever. At 3,250 light years from the center, that's actually much closer because the sphere around the very center is about 3,000 light years, so you only got 1 or 2 jumps to get where you need to go. Excellent to know. Thank you, Ed. We have to initialize one more time, and we have to make it to our ship, because that's the only way we can get a save point. I don't think we start next to our ship. I think we have to go to it, if I remember correctly. And everything's damaged beyond belief, so I probably should have changed out my multi-tool, but whatever. At this point, it's over. We can just pull in the solar ship, though. Take it for a quick fly. Hey, really appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys, for hitting that like button. That is fantastic. I really appreciate you today.
Aerial propulsion jetpack.
Online. Now, Delta and Jason will both tell you lies. They will both tell you that they have all... Oh, yeah, I won 1 or 2 last year on the speed runs. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
User initialization sequence complete.
Every single time. I do feel a little bad about it. A little bit. Just a little bit. So, we can't use our visor, right? We'd only need a nanotube. That's it. You know what? Let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that.
Prepared.
Yep, there's our ship, right there. So, on our way. It's 500 away. Nice little planet, though. What kind of planet is this? Won't give me any information. Location service undetected? Unavailable. Hold on a second. That's weird. We do need to do the scanner. Let me see if that makes a difference. Hold on. Oh, okay. That's why. It's toxic. Okay, I was wondering about that. Now, you know, the funny thing is that even though everything's damaged on yourself and on your ship, all your upgrades for your jetpack still work. Isn't that funny? So, toxic. Yeah, I just want to make it to the ship. The only thing that doesn't work, you get the jetpack features of being able to go longer, but you see how long it's taking for it to regen. Forever.
Toxic protection. Falling.
Oh no! It's the end of the world! I'm starving, man. I haven't had dinner yet. I am going to be ending pretty soon here. Here we go. There be my ship. Arr. I found you. Hello, my lovely ship. You are just in bad shape. In case any of you are wondering, this is named after a dear friend of ours who joins this channel on a regular basis and usually watches us live. She's had some difficult issues that have occurred in her life lately, and we are just giving her some support and love by showing that, by basically showing what we're doing right there. There we go. Naming things after her or doing stuff like that. So Marani, if you're out there, you end up watching the video, we're thinking about you, lady, okay? Alright, so let's pull in the other ship. Let's see, how about... It's going to be damaged. I got all kinds of ships here. We've got this one we can pull in. Add another one. What the heck? Let's pull in the Maria. Oh, that's actually pretty sharp looking. I do like that. Alright. So yeah, I did see the big guy walking. That was pretty crazy. Where'd he go? So we got some dinos on this planet. Let's take a quick look at them. Can we repair the shield real quick? Are we able to do that? We would if we had all of our resources. Hang on a second. Where's my chromatic metal? There you are. And I got plenty of sodium. Except that I think my backpack refiner... Do I even have a backpack refiner? I thought I did. I guess not. No, we don't have the recipe for it. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of something else. My bad.
Technology recharge.
Okay, should be it. Let me get that out of this ship real quick.
Toxic protection. Falling.
Yes, dear, I know. See, we can go up to the space station now.
Component repaired.
There we go. That's all we need to do. Let's take it out for a spin. Yeah, let's go ahead and just take it out. So we're allowed to go to the space station now, and we're just going to call it quits there, and we'll just say that we have escaped. And ignore the anomaly, friends. They just want to butt in on all of this. They're going to ruin my achievement. Awesome. Guys, this was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it as well. I'm really kind of bummed that we weren't able to get to the fourth glyph. Kind of annoyed about that, but it is what it is. Hey, Exilus, you have a broken star sentinel ship and a broken solar ship. Yeah, I've just passed through the center of the galaxy. You're getting in a little bit late here. So this was the center of the end of the run. We didn't find the fourth glyph. We just gave up at 3 because another 3.5 hours of looking for graves is just ridiculous. I found this ship, which is a nice S-class ship on a planet. So if you back up a little way in the video, you'll see the coordinates and the glyphs for the Euclid system in there. Beautiful little ship. It's very pretty, and it's an authentic S-class ship. So that's this bad boy here. It's kind of cute. Kind of like it actually. So I'm gonna go back and find it on one of my other saves. I'll be honest with you. I've been looking for a decent solar ship. So there we go. So we made it. He was asleep. Well, that's okay. I'm glad you actually got some sleep. Was there a message trying to get through? There was. That was just the anomaly wanting to interrupt and start over the what do you call it? Getting started into the space anomaly and awakenings and getting all this stuff going. Now that we're in a new galaxy, it can do that. So, but we have completed this. So let's go ahead and get out to the main menu real quick. Take a look. Almost died in that Sentinel fight. That was something. And then Jason raids right in the middle of it. So, there we go. 25 hours and 18 minutes to do all that. Good grief. I knew it would be longer. I thought it would be between 24 and 25, but I didn't really spend a much time in the menus. So, it's understandable. So, there you are. It is nice colors, I do agree. I agree. But thank you guys. I appreciate you being here. I don't know if there's anybody else that is streaming right now. We're going to go ahead and switch out to the screen. There we go. It's the bigger version of me. Hi guys. Good to see you. Let me check it out and see who is out there right now. We'll go ahead and raid somebody. It's funny because we usually have like people like Action Pants Gaming is usually doing something. And thank you very much. This may fluctuate a little bit, but right now with the people who have subscribed, and I want to thank you for that, we just hit 2,100 subscribers. So thank you so much. 2.1K. We have finally hit that number. It usually fluctuates a little bit because people's accounts get dropped out and come back in. But thank you so much for subscribing and being here. I appreciate it. Miriam, of course, the gifted membership. You are a queen. I really appreciate you, dear. All right, let me get over here, get back to all this stuff in here. Jason usually has it open automatically. I have to open it after everyone. Redirect. Let's see who we got out there right now. None of those really count. I really got to get that off my screen. So you got Marty. Ooh, Marty's doing Dune Awakening right now. Why don't we go ahead and raid Marty? Marty's a pretty chill dude. He's really easygoing and chill and everything like that. I don't know how much longer he's going to be playing for, but let's just show some love, stop in for a few minutes, say hi, tell him it's an ElanPaul raid, and give him a quick like before you leave. If you want to subscribe, I'm sure he'll appreciate it as well. But he is a great dude. I really like watching him as well. And guys, I really appreciate you being here again. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Go get something to eat. You guys have had, I'll be sub number 2101. Well, Sloshy Whale, thank you so much. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, thank you. And it costs nothing to subscribe, guys. And I really, really appreciate you. Edge of the Seat, Fighting True. Yeah, Starduster, I appreciate you as well. Thanks for streaming. A great weekend. You guys, too. I won't be around this weekend for streaming. I don't think anything else is coming around, but I've got so much to do around the house, man. It's just one of those things. All right, guys. Good night. Take care. And like I said, ElanPaul's rating over on Marty's channel. Say hi to him real quick. Drop a like, even if you have other things to do, guys. All right? And Miriam, thank you. You too. You have a great night as well. Thank you, dear. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you next time.